Hello, 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 hello. Hello, 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 hello. Hi, Rodolfo. Hi, Rodolfo. How's it going, baby? How's it going? How's it going? Tell me you can hear me. Tell me everything's good because we were working on audio. So tell me everything's working. Make me, don't ruin my night. Dímelo, Jim Reaper. What's up, baby? Everything's good. Audio's good. We'll see when we start the the YouTube feature premiere. That's gonna be interesting. That's gonna be very interesting. Tírate, besito. How you guys doing? How you guys doing? How are we doing? How's it going? How's it going? Yeah, just DM you. Beginner program should be simple enough for about 2 months. I got you. I gotta try to be consistent. I gotta try to be consistent. I appreciate you, baby. I appreciate you. All right, we're gonna be going over. Look at this guy. You better be keep streaming almost 4 damn years. Let's go, baby. Let's go, baby. Let's go, baby. Chat, show some love. Show some love. We also got Jay running Jay with the 35-monther, baby. Oh my God. Oh my God. I still can't hear my alerts, but you know, but we'll cheap ones. You know what I mean? That's what the wife got a few months ago for her. That's what I got. I got some bands and stuff too, I think. Where's someone gonna take over the stream? Okay, start playing. Listen, my son has been playing like this game on the phone of like where he's a cat and he's jumping over cars and getting coins in 3 different lanes. He's a beast now. He's a gamer. He's a gamer. You will get better against us. I don't know about other people try to go. Yeah, I know. I just gotta. I have a gym like 3 minutes from the house, but it's so much more expensive than the one that is 12 minutes from the house. You know. But then those 10 extra minutes. Ugh. I need to do something. I have a frame, but missing something 5 months. Yeah, I don't know if I have a frame, but I don't know. I don't know. Mansard great. Yeah. Subway Surfers. That's what it's called. It's something like that. Like there was an older game that was like the same. But I think this one's called different. It's like one of those YouTube videos or YouTube games, you know? What up, Jesse? Dímelo, El Cody. El Cody. Hey, Cody, you ready? You ready over on YouTube? Hey, make sure you drop a like on the stream. Make sure you drop a like on the YouTube stream. We're going to go ahead and pause the music. Pause the music. Go here. We'll go here. Are we ready? We're going to go full screen too. We'll go full screen, but you guys got to tell me how the sound, if the sound is too loud or too quiet or whatever, let me know and then we'll mess with it. All right. It's like 20-minute drive, but I live in the middle of the city, so everything's far. Yeah, I feel that. Double dímelo, double. To get, yeah. Where are you at? I know you're, are you like, I don't know why I'm thinking you're not Pittsburgh, but I'm thinking like, I don't know, like Washington or something like that. I don't know why. I don't know. What up, my fat end? What's up, baby? What up? Oh, there's gonna be an ad. Iowa. Okay. Well, I was gonna say I was close. I wasn't close. All right. I gotta do this here. Dad, is that too loud? That's too loud for me. Is that too loud or is that good? Let me know. I live very close to Ray Cheese. Oh, okay. I got you. I've been in Iowa. Let me know if that's too loud. Oh, I'm hyped. Before I start, how do you feel about Bregman? I feel good about Bregman. Feel like we needed a righty bat. We needed a infielder. Would take it. We still, I think. Listen, the Red Sox are looking good. They got good pitching. Obviously, health is going to be important, but the lineup looking good. Like I think we can compete. I think we might win 84, 85 games. Maybe we'll be, close to a wild card. I don't know. We'll see. All right, let me know the volume. If it's too loud or too low. And I'll make the adjustment because, again, I messed around with the settings. qualify the number 2 hole. Yeah, he might be like, we're gonna have Duran, Bregman, Devers, maybe. It's a veteran presence as well, you know. I like it. I like it.
Welcome, MLB The Show fans, to the very first feature premiere for MLB The Show 25. I'm Carson, joined by Ashley from the live content team, and we have some of the gameplay team along.
How's the volume? Let me know.
This first feature premiere. Chris, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. You want to tell the group kind of what you do here?
Yeah, sure. I am the gameplay director. Been here a really long time. Yeah, and I'm fired up to talk about gameplay this year. Out of honestly all the years I've been here, this is a really cool year.
I mean, I love love what they're showing us.
So many
Red
things
Sox
we want to talk
kicking
about,
the Yankees
all
ass.
things new gameplay. We're also here with Connor
Yankees,
Ryan,
Red Sox by the top of it. Hey, we need that. We need the Red Sox.
Great. Super happy to be here.
Red Sox, Yankees
looking
back.
Forward to everything.
Look at Devers, so inspirational.
A lot of cool stuff that we're excited to chat.
Unless Judge rubs it. No,
you know,
of
we
course
had
he's
to
not.
start with gameplay for this first feature premiere. I know all our fans are so excited to see what's going to be new. Not only is the gameplay
The working process,
new, but we also have a new format for the feature premieres. Ashley, you want to walk?
It's only gonna get worse for the Yankees.
Carson, new format each week up
I
until
love this.
launch. We're
I
gonna
love
have
this.
Deep
We're gonna
dives
have
on
news
Tuesday,
every
hosted
single
from our
week,
good
man.
friend Robert Flores, that you know from MLB Network. You'll be able to check out these deep dives anywhere that you follow MLB The
I
Show.
agree,
so
Tomlin.
Make sure
I
you're
agree with
doing
that.
so if you haven't already. And then on every Thursday,
Hey, let me know the
of
volume. Is
those
the volume
weeks,
good?
You're gonna be joined by us with the developers of these specific modes to get even more attention
Let's
and
go,
specifics
Rodolfo.
about all that's
go,
new
baby.
that's coming to MLB The Show 25. But
Love that.
you're going to want to stay tuned after these little recorded sessions because we will be live on the couch.
I love that font,
chilling
by
in
the way.
Twitch room, going over
Love the font.
exactly what we just discussed.
I need them to tell
In
me what
person,
font that is.
We're going to have a little Q&A with the fans, with the devs, just to make sure everybody is as prepared as possible so they can get rolling on launch nights.
Yeah, we're feeling great about what we're going to do for feature premieres this year. We have so much new stuff for everything in MLB The Show 25. I know you guys are excited, so let's get into it.
Now that you all know the structure of our feature premieres, like Carson said, we are here with the geniuses behind gameplay for MLB The Show 25.
-7, is that 7 million?
New updates for you all, and we're gonna start.
Very
with
futuristic piracy,
ambush
yeah.
hitting.
All
What
right,
is it?
okay. So we're gonna start with the. We're gonna come out swinging out of the box as I see it. We're going straight into ambush hitting. Okay, all right. What we talked about in ambush hitting in my previous YouTube video was similar. It's kind of like a combination of guest pitch, and it kind of can work with anchor as well. But I figured that it would take some strategy involved, and it would also, you'll need strategy as the pitcher as well. So let's see what else we need to know about this. Dímelo, Hira. Bat Warlock. What's up, baby?
Ambush hitting. Everybody's
Gozando con Bregman.
all of you
Estamos
that
feliz.
know baseball
Estamos
lingo, ambushing a fastball would be like
No, hacía
teeing
falta
off
una
on a
mejoría ahí,
first
un
pitch
bate
fastball,
derecho.
inside or outside. You're looking away or you're looking in, and you just smoke it. Perfect, right? It's an extension of our zone hitting mechanic. So yeah, super excited to have this new feature in the
Literally,
game.
it would
So
probably
then
be
you
like
bring
that,
it from
Tommy.
the baseball perspective, how do our fans then do it within MLB The Show? How can they predict?
Ooh, he got the check swing,
so
though.
that's super cool, and I'm so excited about this. Obviously, we're all baseball people here, and having experience playing in real life, understanding what it's like to face a 95-mile-an-hour fastball, let alone a 105-mile-an-hour nowadays, these guys in the big leagues.
Oh, okay, he
you
made
gotta
the
have a plan
adjustment.
when you come to the plate.
He made the
These guys
adjustment,
can't
okay.
walk up to the plate, look for a fastball in, and look for a fastball away. You just can't do it. So especially when you're ahead in the count, ambush hitting is gives you the ability to kind of attack and have your own little scouting report and plan
Como
based on
Trau,
how
que nos
that
manden a Trau.
pitcher's attacking you that day.
Tacho, lo cogemos de
So
una.
if I look for a fastball in, I move the right stick to the left. If I'm a right-handed hitter,
Oh.
and I can jump on that inside
Jesus
fastball.
Sanchez was looking
And
for a
what it does
fastball
is
in that
it
one.
gives you a little bit of an edge. It gives you like basically a bigger bat and a little better timing window, right? But if I guess wrong, it's going to shrink that PCI. So on the opposite side, probably shrinks it about 2 difficulties higher, and your timing slightly worse. But it doesn't mean you can't hit a mistake.
So 2 difficulties higher. That means that if you're playing on All-Star and you miss the ambush, then your PCI is going to be legend size, right? I'm assuming the pitch speeds and stuff doesn't change. It would just be the size of the PCI. And then the timing. I wonder how big of a timing. I want to see like feedback. Gotta pay attention more to the PCI feedback to see what the difference is between like Legend and All Star as far as like the timing windows, because they did say timing windows will change as well. MVP said he bet 20K on Judge to win back-to-back MVPs. 20K, wow, that's crazy. Que salga ya en marzo. Ahorita me dieron que llega la firma, vamos a ganar 93. 93, coño. Que me den 93 está bien. Está bien. I'm probably just not going to use ambush. I think my initial reaction is that if
When
I
you
use
guess
ambush,
the
it's going to be
wrong
early
side.
in the
So just like in real life, Ashley, like if
early
I'm
in
looking away
the
for
at bat, or if
fastball
I'm
and somebody
ahead
hangs
in
me
the
a
count.
curveball, I can still move my PCI. It lights my eyes up and he hangs it. I can still hit a perfect. So,
But we
it
also
doesn't
got to
take
see how
anything
it
away from
plays,
the
right?
other-
Like, this is everything that we're seeing here. Like, at our initial thing was like, oh my God, it's going to be overpowered, right? But then we were like, well, there's going to be advantages to the pitcher as well, because there's going to be bad things happening as the hitter. So it's going to be interesting, but we have to see how it plays. That's the thing. Si Otto gana 93, me quito el nombre.
than the size of
Prepárate.
your bat.
Te
No,
va a
that's
llamar
perfect, Gil. It's great
Yeyito
to see that
Jr.
prediction
la
within the
vuelta.
game. I mean, I know I've
Well, Dante,
hung some
predicto-
curveballs for you.
you're gonna
I
have
can
to
only
be reading your
imagine
pitcher,
ambush
right?
hitting at that time.
That's the thing. You're going to have to be reading your pitcher's tendencies and then making adjustments to that. So if you see that, but at the same time, you're going to be risking it. So it's not going to be a guarantee that even when you risk it, when you think that you picked up on the tendencies, it doesn't guarantee you that that's what's going to happen, right? So, but also when you're on the bump, you're probably going to want to mix things up a little bit more. You probably want to be a little bit more unpredictable. If you struck out the last guy on a fastball up and in on a 0-2 count, then next time you have an 0-2 count, maybe you don't want to throw that fastball up and in, and you want to throw something else because you know that ambush hitting is the thing. So if I know it's something like that, throw a slider, they'll use. Yeah. You got to see how it plays as well, right? So ambush hitting with C-Ref
Might
idea,
have
maybe.
resulted
Yeah,
in-
you
Maybe.
got payback coming to me. I know.
Oh, I
That's
got you.
right.
I got you. But the cool thing is too is like I know for me, I use a PCI when I'm playing, and so I'm always leaning a little bit inside,
don't
leaning a little bit outside. But now
Well, yeah, we got to make that clear. 9/8. PCI changes, the pitch piece won't change. So if you're late on fastballs because you're playing Hall of Fame, you're still gonna be late on the fastball. Just with the either bigger or smaller PCI. Keep that in mind. That is either trying to improve gameplay. Yeah, this is an interesting one because at first you would think this is something that will benefit the hitter, but not necessarily. Not necessarily. As a pitcher, you can take advantage of that.
I have that extra motivator with ambush hitting. That's going to reward me when I guess inside correctly. A pitch comes inside, boom, I demolish it. Or if a pitch is outside, but I'm guessing inside, I still have time to make up that window.
I was just gonna say.
Yeah,
on the
we'll see.
pitching
That's the
side
thing.
of
We'll
things,
see. It's something new.
I think it's a game
If it
changer
doesn't
as
work,
well.
you don't
You're
have
not
to-
gonna
you don't have to
see
use
in
it, right?
online play what your opponents, which way they're ambushing. So it's constantly going to be a cat and mouse game.
So
and
you
a
won't
guess
see it.
of,
Here's
Are
Manny.
they sitting inside on a sinker
Against
or
Clemens.
What are they doing? And I think that's one of the coolest things.
Although
is
I gotta see this again, not just because Manny Ramirez hit a grand slam off of Roger Clemens in the first inning against the Yankees, but I want to see Manny's swing because I'm thinking Manny's gonna be either AL collection or live series collection. We gotta see that swing again.
Game and a guess of are they sitting inside on a sinker or what are they doing? And I think that's one of the coolest things is
I like that leg kick. Let's watch it again. I like that leg kick. It's weird at the top, but the leg kick
What are they doing?
as a strike zone hitter, I think
that's one of the
I
coolest
think that might
things
play.
is it's
I like
it's
that.
going to impact everything.
Like
And
that.
it's also an option that you
At least they
can
tried something,
either
and
opt in
I always
or
gave them
not,
props for
right?
trying
And so
something new.
essentially, like you were saying,
Like when I remember talking to them, the devs and the team when Census Seasons was announced and whatnot, and my feedback was like, I'm all for it. Let's try something new because we, as in the community, were complaining that it feels like it's the same thing over and over again every year. It's a copy paste. Sets and Seasons was something to try something different. It didn't work. They tried it for 2-3 years, whatever it was, and they're going back to the old form, which was working, right? So I don't mind trying something new. Sometimes in life you have to take risks, and there's nothing wrong with that. Taking a risk is good. It's a good thing. Their hit can't hit a grand slam. Stop, Godes. Stop the hate. Stop the hate.
you're already sitting with your PCI in if you're looking in, right? You're already sitting with your PCI out.
And
or
he's
you're
also
locking
3
in
for
in a
3, by the
position
way.
Based on how you
Look at Manny. He can hit it
the
both
PCI
ways.
or what feels most comfortable for you. So you can either opt in or not. And for me, playing this game, I like using it ahead in the count, right? So as
And
long
this
as I'm
is,
not behind in the
let's
count,
listen to what he just said.
the PCI or what feels.
Hold up.
You're already sitting with your PCI in if you're looking in, right? You're already sitting with your PCI out, or you're locking it in a position based on how you like to move the PCI or what feels most comfortable for you.
And that's what I was saying. Like, it depends on how you play. You can sometimes use this ambush hitting to try to cover your weaknesses or take advantage, more advantages of what you think are your strength. You also got to see how it's playing, but it depends on how you play as well, right? Like, if you have issues with, if you're elite with the PCI inside, but you have issues with the PCI outside of the zone, maybe you want to use the ambush hitting for outside, and you'll be okay with the smaller PCI on the inside part of the zone. So, you know, we'll see.
So you can either opt in or not. And for me,
And that's the third home run of the day. He's that good, Gotis. He's that good.
So as long as I'm not behind in the count, and I'm using my ambush hitting, and you know, if I'm looking inside and he throws it away, I just let it go. If I'm looking away, he throws it inside, I just let it go. I get to 2.
I think that's very important, right? If you're on a 2-0 count and you guess inside waiting for it to turn on that fastball, if you get something outside, you don't have to swing. So it's kind of, and I see the point of what they're trying to add here. They're trying to add realism to the game, right? Like, realistically, players sit on specific pitches, specific situations. So they want to add that option for us to use if and when we want.
2 strikes, I don't use it anymore.
Is guess location? It's basically guess location, right? But if you guess right, you get an advantage. Not necessarily knowing where the pitch is gonna go, but the PCI size, right? So now if you guess wrong, there's gonna be a penalty for it. So, but it's basically guess location. And if you guess right, you'll have an advantage PCI wise, but not anything else. You won't know when the pitch is coming
And now
or where it's going, right?
Yeah, so I'm hearing, you know, you get to pick a side on the plate, you get to zero in. This is all optional. Remember that as a hitter.
Exactly.
And that PCI is gonna
Exactly,
scale
Otis. But it's
to
the
your
same
benefit,
concept.
Or it could actually hurt you if you pick the wrong side. And I can't wait to go through this in the live portion, and we can kind of talk more about it. But it's definitely a huge change and addition.
I don't think we're gonna see a lot of like every single player using this every single pitch either. Like, there's gonna be strategy involved.
New infield reactions, and I'm talking.
So that's what we got out of ambush hitting. That was good. There's gonna be strategy involved. They just mentioned that we're coming back to this a little bit later. So not much new other than if you guess right, then the PCI gets 1 difficulty higher, and if you guess wrong, you go 2 difficulties. No, if you guess right, you get 1 difficulty lower, basically. So if you're playing All-Star, the PCI size will be Veteran, and if you guess wrong, the PCI size on All-Star will become a Legend size PCI. So you get 2 for penalty and 1 for guessing right. So that's there's things involved there. And so being tried is still a good idea. I agree, Tomlin. I agree.
Ground balls. Chris Gill.
Infield reactions. I'm curious about this one.
Yeah, so we've had start transition animations for our outfielders for a few years now.
Green. So the green was like a bat one or like a middle one.
Put in, it really opened up the.
If we think about the reaction, they had mentioned blue, green, and yellow. And I think yellow was the bad reaction, green was the good one, and blue was like the great one, if I'm not mistaken.
Offense. Yeah. So guys that were running down fly balls because of their perfect jumps all the time got a little frustrating. So we added in a
So there's the blue. See, he was able to get there
were,
because it was blue.
Perfect jumps, bad jumps. And you could see the animations and directly relate that to whether the ball landed or didn't. This year, we added them for
There's
infielders.
green, so he's not going to get there.
It's a little different, though. From a baseball perspective, you're not going to see these crazy jumps on ground balls.
From green to blue on these ground balls, this is blue, green, yellow. So blue, perfect, green, okay, or good, and yellow, bad. From green to blue, it's like a 2-step difference. Like, that's a big gap.
You don't see it, but in the footwork and how quickly they can react directly is correlated with their attributes. So the better
it is attribute
the
related
fielder
reaction.
is, the quicker they're going to start. And we are going to show you with an animation. It's very subtle. It's within hundreds of seconds, but it makes a big difference. It's the difference between a ground ball getting through the infield or a 99
that's yellow, that's bad. Yep.
Getting the best jump and going to field the ball.
Yeah, and we have them in 3 different buckets, right? In terms of okay jumps, good
Yellow,
jumps
yeah,
and
yellow
perfect
are
jumps. So it
when
really
it's yellow, you're probably gonna try to hide him at second base or something. It's not gonna be great, and the bat has to be insane. And look at Adam, 1 more month. I was there first. I was there first. I was at 1 more month first. Let's go. That show some love to Adam for 68 months. Did you watch the whole thing, Adam? I love you. I love you. I'm catching up. I haven't seen anything. It's been a long day at work. So, yeah. Let's see. That my nose is killing me. Oh, just a Q&A part. Okay. I haven't
It
seen
does
anything.
depend. If you
Like, I've
have
seen some things on Twitter, but I haven't really been following it.
those attributes that are higher, you're gonna have a better chance.
So
at
the
a
blue,
perfect
he was
jump
able to
that's
make the
gonna
play.
Get you to the ball to throw the runner out.
So like you're seeing on
Is
the
it gonna be
screen right
random,
here,
though?
We're showing the exact same hit in the exact same location, but we are showing you 3 different start transitions, 3 different animations. One, you can see that he gets to the ball cleanly on his feet. The other one, you're seeing he's diving for the ball. And then the yellow one, I should have said the blue one, obviously he's getting there, standing up. The green one, he has to dive. And the yellow start transition, he can't even get to the ball.
So it's basically
that's
almost like a 2-step difference between each color, right? So yellow, he wasn't able to make it. Green, he had to dive. And blue, he was able to get there without having to dive, making it a little bit of a quicker play. So, exactly. Defense should matter, I guess.
difference.
But the thing with Franken at first is that he stopped balls with his 6'5", 300-pound frame, right? It wasn't even the glove itself. I mean, sometimes it was the glove, but
Between the 3.
Sounds like putting your squad together just got even more strategy involved.
Defense actually
Connor.
matters.
What
I
kind
hope
of
so.
attributes
I hope
should
so.
I
I've
be
been
looking
saying
at
that.
when I'm putting my squad together.
and this is similar to what they added a couple years ago from outfielders, right? You remember when outfielders, they added those bad animations or like a step in before taking a step back because the ball was hit. So it's similar to that, but now to the infielders. I miss Frank at third. Shut
Well,
up.
for infielders, all fielding attributes matter, whether it's arm accuracy, whatever it is, reaction. But this year specifically, reaction is huge.
Oh, hold up. So it's perfect, good, and okay. So that's I guess the term. Perfect, good, and okay. 99 diamond. So this is reaction. I'm assuming it's the reaction attribute. So a player with 99 reaction attribute or 99 overall, I guess, defense, it's 100%. They're 100% getting the perfect jump. 75 is getting a 42.7%. Okay. So I'm assuming if we look at like 85, it would probably be somewhere around 60. It would probably be like something like 60, 30, 10 kind of thing. 60 perfect, 30 good, and 10% okay. I'm assuming for like a gold defender, based on percentages and the trend that they got here, but it's not bad. Gold might not be terrible, but if it really plays like this, it's gonna be a big difference.
For infielders and outfielders, but we'll focus on
85
infielders
might
right
be the
now.
minimum. That's what I'm thinking.
When it
Where
comes
you're
to
like, if 85, it gets 60% of the time perfect jump, 65, and then let's do if we flip them, right? This is what's gonna be perfect for gold. This is gonna be good for gold, and then this is gonna be the okay for gold. Then maybe I think that would probably be the minimum, right? I can see that like kind of like flipped for golds. So we'll see. Let's see what they say.
infield reaction, what you're going to notice is that on screen you'll see a display on this specific hit that we were showing in the previous clip. You're going to see that a 99 is going to get the best perfect reaction 100% of the time, whereas a 50 or a 75 is going to get okay or good jumps a lot more frequently. And because of that, a lot more balls are going to get through, and you're going to really want to focus on reaction.
Yeah, so essentially it's scaled, right? So the better I am, the more perfect jumps I'm going to get. I got a 99 card, I'm getting perfect all the time. I got a 25 guy out there, shortstop, I'm seeing yellow.
So who are you going to want at shortstop? Ossie Smith or Derek Jeter? Ossie Smith with that 99 reaction, fielding, all that good stuff. And Derek Jeter, well, Derek Jeter still gets like diamond. But let's think about somebody as a secondary, right? Maybe Chipper Jones at short. Chipper Jones at short is probably going to have like 50, like he's going to have 10% of the time is going to be a perfect jump. Tovar.
every single time. So it's scaled from 0 to 99.
Once our infielders have now reacted to the ball, there's going to be a new throw meter involved that allows them to continue to play and then eventually throw the runner out. What does this mean for real-life baseball?
This is interesting. This is interesting.
Well, everything we do in our game is real-life baseball. Let me just start with that. This is a baseball simulation. Ever since I've been here, I preach it. I tell these guys all the time. Everybody knows it. So
that's
I
a
tried
bad
to
throw
look at real
early.
life and tried to see how we can emulate that in a video game.
So
But
late
we
was
also
to
have
the
make
right,
the game
early was
really
to the
fun.
left. I don't know if that
So there's a little
is how it
trade-off
plays,
here and there
but
that you got to do. The new throwing meter, aside from aesthetics
good
and
one.
it looking better,
Should be
which
an out.
I'm happy about.
Oh, he was
We
safe.
made some adjustments. Essentially,
So the perfect throw is the only way to get
the
him
most
out.
important adjustment was
Is
the
what I'm
blue
assuming. I'm glad they can switch it into 35 power. I think they're in those 0%. What's up, Jim? I feel so bad. Like, I honestly feel bad for Angels fans. It's so much money. And I was talking to AJ Littleman a couple days ago, and it was like, when Anthony Rendon was a free agent, he was the guy. He was the guy that you wanted. He was a big-time free agent that year, coming off of a World Series championship. They paid a lot of money for him, and it just hasn't worked out. It just hasn't worked out. I'm sorry, Rodolfo. I know you're a Angels fan. It was Jim's fault, by the way. Man, you pay $200K for a Rendon card, and you go to load in the card, refuses to play. That's literally what's happening. The thing is that it's a serious, like this one is going to be another serious injury that he might be gone. He might be out for the full year. Sucks for Angels on 100%. Red Sox actually got a free agent. Hey, some might say that overpay, but it is like, it's a player option every year, right? So it's 3-year deal, 120 with deferred money. I think without the deferred, it's gonna cost them like $30 million instead of 40 every year. But it's player opt out. So if he has a great year, he's probably gone trying to get a bigger contract. But he also had larger contracts or offers, right? So he still ended up picking Boston. So it makes me think he just wanted to go to Boston, right? Rangers wanted him bad. Yeah, I remember there was a little bit of a bidding war, right? Who's Rendon? That wouldn't play more games. I saw that on Instagram.
perfect throw.
Probably. I
So
did see that.
everybody knows how hard it is to get an
Here's a
assist
perfect throw.
from the outfield and throw a
Yeah,
runner
there
out
it
at
is.
the plate or at third base, right? Or even a guy at second when a ball's hit down the line. One of your
That's
corner
a
outfielders.
big difference from
So,
good to perfect.
we had to make that adjustment
Big
the last couple
difference.
years to make sure that it was a little bit more difficult to hit that perfect line.
Go three,
I
you
don't
gotta hit
think
three.
We did a great job of doing that.
There you
so
go,
we made
baseball
some
IQ.
adjustments, and one of the problems I think everybody's starting to get a little bit more used to the throw meter.
You hear that? Gil is telling that you all are all very good at this game. We need to keep challenging you.
Well, we got a lot of feedback too, so I think at the end of the day, it's important.
This is a great
for offense
change.
to get what
This is
they
a great
deserve and
change.
not allow the defense to cheat in a way that.
But if you think about it, perfect throws were right down the middle of the bar. So if you were early or late, it was still good, which you still got a bunch of players out because it was good enough. But the fact that you have to risk going to perfect with a chance at it being late and in the red is a big change. It makes so much sense. I love this. Blade Jr. wants to go to Boston. You think so? They might be the GOAT if he didn't want. I know, dude. His numbers were insane. Insane. Other teams like the Dodgers have the deferral fund. Sure don't. What? What's up, game?
doesn't make sense that correlates to real life. And so what I mean by that is that we don't want more assists
it's like,
from the
yeah, it's the
outfield
best
than we do in
option,
real
the
life.
best throw,
However,
right?
If you're great with the sticks, you can still do it. So we moved the perfect line,
And obviously,
the
it's going to
blue,
depend on the
from,
attributes
like
as
you can
well.
see in these videos
Like I
here,
remember
from the
hearing that the blue bar is going to be bigger for those that have, I don't know if it's arm accuracy or fielding or arm power, or I don't know which attribute they're going to base it off of. I'm assuming they're going to show it, but it would be bigger for those that have higher attributes there with the throwing one. So I like this. I like this. Vlad has been in the league for over a decade and has done it really well. He doesn't like the Yankees. Don't get mad. He doesn't like the Yankees. Too good. A mí me encanta ese man. Estamos ready, Diamante. Ese
middle
man viene
to the
bueno.
end, which is higher
Sabroso.
reward, higher risk. If I miss it, I could potentially, if I'm short, I can still be in the green. But if I miss it late, I'm going to be in the red. And I'm
Yellow
gonna throw
reaction
wild
from the
cross
second
line.
baseman there.
So this just adds a little bit more incentive to potentially play it safe and not risk it too much. and you're also going to have
That's
a
pretty good,
moving meter
Rodolfo.
like we've
That's
always
awesome.
had. And just to make sure people understand, that meter will move based on how difficult that play is. And the difficulty of the play is not only
It looks like the
infield,
perfect throw
running
also
in the
gives them a
hole,
little
trying
bit
to do
of a
jump
faster
throw,
animation,
or
right?
up the middle, or charging
that was a
ground
little bit
ball.
faster than the others.
Those are also difficult plays, and you'll see that meter move. But in the outfield, it's long distance throws.
I feel
right?
that.
So obviously,
I feel
if
that.
you don't get behind the ball, if you're not in a good crow hop position, using the tag up meter, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, so I'm hearing, more risk reward when it comes to the throw meter. We're going to move that perfect back to the end of the green, essentially. So if you do overshoot it, you're going to be throwing a bad throw, but you're just going to get even more reward when you actually execute it. Connor, that's not the only thing changing with the throw meter. There's also going to be some ties.
Okay, so here it is. So it is arm accuracy. 99 arm accuracy. You see the blue? That's what, like 30% thicker than the 75? 75 might still be good, but the bronze though, 50 is not gonna be good enough. I'm doing a 24-hour lunch on launch day. What makes you say that? What makes you think that I can stay up for that long? Crazy. This might be like arm accuracy is gonna be important, but also the arm strength. I'm sure it has something to do with it too. Traduzco en español. Coño, traducir todo. No, estamos hablando de lo que están enseñando aquí. Obviamente la región azul es la región perfecta. Y es básicamente en el atributo del jugador. Interesting. Es que el video también es en inglés, diamante.
to the attributes of the players
So it's
themselves.
not gonna play.
Absolutely. If we
Silver
have
might
always
be
scaled
risky
the
at times.
green region based on
I think it's one of those things where you just can't have everyone silver fielding, right? You're gonna have to have some diamond fielding. I hope so, Ronnie. I
based
hope
on
so,
players'
Jay.
arm accuracy. But new to this year, the blue region is now going to scale as well. On screen, you'll see the difference between a 50, a 75, and a 99. And just how
It's
drastic
G
and
Fuel.
helpful
It's G
that
Fuel.
change can
Code
be.
Yayo, hey. G Fuel, code Yayo. I check out. It's the only way I can make. I don't even know if I can make it 12 hours, but we'll be playing. We'll be playing.
So our
that.
99 arm accuracy guys are going to be able to execute those perfect throws at a higher clip. Defense
I'm
is going
so
to matter
ready.
this year in MLB The Show 25.
Speaking of defense mattering, one of my favorite
Yeah, we said
new
that difference
additions
matter.
to gameplay this year is the new
There it is.
home run rob meter and the changes there. Y'all know I love robbing my home runs.
Let's
Shout
go.
out Jason Dominguez. He always comes in clutch. Gil, talk me through the
Jason
home run rob meter.
Dominguez,
Yeah,
Ashley.
excited
Not
about
the
this new
Yankee.
feature. We changed the art.
Here's
so
to see about this
essentially,
one.
in years past,
Oh,
the
boy.
timing of robbing a home run was when the meter got to the top. It was basically telling you when the ball was going to cross over the plane of the fence. And the problem with that is that the animations had to be adjusted through speed and like faking how
Late.
fast it went or how slow it went
Late,
because
yeah.
they didn't line up
So
perfectly.
you got to jump when he's on the
So
green, right?
now the new change is a whole new system where you can see on the screen the new green region is in the middle of the meter, and what that's allowing you to do is it gives you the ability to
That was yellow.
jump or use the jump button a little bit earlier or right on time if you get there at the right time. And what I mean by that is if I'm running full speed at the warning track and the line is getting into the green region, I can hit jump as I'm getting on the warning track, and he will slow down, wait for it, and jump. And so we have a lot of animations, a lot of new Rob home run animations that come from every angle and all the timings from standing and running. So everything's covered. The only thing that's going to matter is your attribute in fielding. So you better have some good fielders out there because
So
that's going to be the difference
fielding.
where you can catch it or not.
So for robbing
Well, I'm
home runs, you
hearing
need
way
good
more
fielding
intelligent
attribute.
animations when it comes to these home run robberies. Right?
100%. Yeah, that's exactly right, Carson. That's the thing. It's like we were limited on what we could do because of the way that the system works.
see.
And now that we changed the system, it allows us to get there early. You'll see stutter steps, then jump. You'll see climbing the walls from every angle.
It does
So if
seem
you
a
have
lot
those weird
easier.
cutouts at different stadiums, you'll be able to navigate those awkward cutouts. And it
But
just depends.
it does seem a lot easier, but it also depends on the fielder that you have, right? So they're saying that fielding will matter. The fielding attribute will matter when it comes to robbing home runs, right? So I'm sure that if you got a 95 player, a car with 95 fielding, it's going to be a lot better and it's gonna have a much better chance of robbing the home run or climbing the wall than a one at 70. So we'll see.
Depends, you know. So
No, it's gonna be a beast.
the green's going to tell you when you could hit jump, and it's not necessarily going to be there when the ball's crossing the wall like
Hey,
it
you got
used
perfect
to.
throw.
So it's pretty straightforward when you get your hands on it, and we'll show you, you know, soon when we're playing live how it works.
Yeah, this is gonna be an awesome change.
You heard it here first. Defense continues to matter, even more so in MLB The Show 25. And it's all about squad building and really picking out the attributes that
Yeah,
are going to give
Jay,
you the
it
highest
does.
advantage as you're fielding different plays from the infield to the outfield. I mean, hey,
The things that we're thinking, everything that they're saying, it's saying that defense will matter, right? So we just have to make sure we have to see it in game, right? So once we see it in game, if you lose a game because you had a bronze defender in left field, I promise you're gonna think about changing that outfielder next game. So what happens in July when everyone has 99 overall, then everyone's robbing home runs. But you're also gonna hit the ball further. So
time in Dynasty, we're
Gonna
going
be
back
less
to that
robbed
year-long
home runs.
power curve. We're going to have a lot of under-the-radar guys that might have, you know, bronze, silver hitting. But that defense, that gold, maybe some diamonds in the roughs that are going to have those higher attributes are going to be incredible to really flex out your Diamond Dynasty squad to make sure you're staying within the games. I mean, hey, Gil, who are you throwing out in the outfield when you play me next week in the Dev tourney?
All 99s, I hope.
Whoa.
But I'm telling you, like, you hit the point.
there's that
in
reaction from
terms of,
Dansby
like,
Swanson. What is
team building and
Great
cards
defender, right?
matter. Whether you're playing first base and the pick attribute or your fielding attribute to
Like
see if you're
text record?
picking the ball, if you're
Gotcha.
a middle infielder, your reaction time, outfielders start transitions, rob home runs. Every single thing about our defense, arm accuracy, arm strength, all of those attributes matter. And over time, you're going to see so many positive results because you have a solid defense.
So defense is going to continue to get a ton of new work in MLB The Show 25. I mean, we've talked about this a ton with Ramon, Chris, Connor, Ashley. It's something that we've just been building on, right? Like defense, you see it with the outfield. Now you're seeing the transitions with the infield, and it's something that we want to just continue to keep building and kind of show you guys in real time what's happening under the hood. That goes a lot into this attribute exposure that users are going to see in 25. Connor, talk to me a little bit more about it.
Yeah, in some of these videos you've probably seen diamond badges showing up under the feet, bronze badges showing up under the feet, blue, green, red, yellow arrows shooting out from the feet. Those are basically exposing a lot of these under the hood things that are constantly happening. They're often extremely, extremely subtle, but when we start tying colors from red to yellow to green to blue, and you start tying those specific actions that are happening in game to these sorts of things, it really starts to help you understand exactly what's going on and why these players are making the mistakes they're making or making the amazing plays.
Yeah, it's all about just showing you guys what's happening.
Percent of Wells
especially on the defensive
Rob?
end, because
Yeah, not
there's
many,
so much that can
honestly.
happen in terms of branching, doing animation.
Got nothing
in
from
terms of
Adam? What do you mean you
executing
got
out.
nothing from
And
Adam?
Our goal is to just continue to show you guys.
He didn't
that
send me a
stuff
nude. I would've
and,
shown.
You know, continue to iterate.
I
on
would've
all this
worth-
great
I would've-
defensive
I
work that we're
would've
putting in.
risked
We
it.
talked a lot about
Would've risked it all.
gameplay, but there's something else that the gameplay's been working on too that doesn't get enough credit, and that's the player lock. Road to the show, first person, you know, kind of way
It's
to
pretty
play
cool. It's
MLB
going to be
The Show.
interesting to see how many
There's a
people
lot of
use
new
this.
additions here, Chris, starting with the first person cam.
And I wonder if we're going to have, like,
Yeah, the
when you're a
first-person camera
player
is
lock
awesome. Some of
moment,
these
right?
things
You're
I'm
going to
gonna
have
be
these
talking
things
to you
too.
about. I just want to make sure you understand all the stuff that we're putting into
I
Road to
believe you,
the
thank you.
Show and player lock are going to be tied to the attributes as well. So the better you train your guy up in Road to the Show, the better you're going to be at doing all these things. The first person cam, it's really cool. I think it's one of my new favorite additions, only because it's just like being able to play from this first-person perspective and seeing the ball come down and land on. You can see in these videos that we're showing you here.
So the chances
it's
look
awesome.
like- yeah.
So the cool
It's
thing
pretty
is,
cool.
it's not an option.
Oh, you can
in
read the
menus.
bounce.
It's an option literally on your screen that you can go in or out of at any time. So literally in
Out.
the middle of a play, I can start in third person. As I'm going to chase a fly ball, I can go into
Look
first
at
person. and then vice
Yankees
versa.
legend
So,
Isaiah
I can
Kiner
confirm,
Falefa.
I turned 2 as second baseman in the first person cam, and it felt like I was literally in
In the big
third-
leagues?
Yeah,
You thought
But
you were
literally.
it
in the
does
big
feel like
leagues?
you're
Yeah, I
there.
think it was
It
in,
does
like, the
feel like
minors.
you're there.
That's
You know,
okay.
Still solid.
Yeah, it is solid. I agree to that.
Let's talk to some of this other stuff in the play.
Hopefully, that's what I'm saying. Like, it sounds and looks great. Hopefully, it does make a difference. I want to see bronze defenders mess up.
Third base, and
Make
catcher
me-
cut ball feature. They're two
make
separate
me-
features. So
The way I see it is like if I have a Jorge Polanco at second, and then I don't know, a good defender, good defensive second baseman, make me make the decision difficult. Make me have to think about, like, do I really want Polanco as the bat, or is he going to cost me the game on defense, right? And maybe the benches are going to start mattering a little bit more, right? Like, if you look at the bench, you might want to have your speed guy and defensive replacement, aside from your backup catcher or something like that, right? So that's going to be interesting as well. Karam,
One is for
they'll
if
help
you're
you.
playing the
They're
corner
helping you
position,
out.
You're
They're
going to be
helping you out.
responsible for lining up throws from the outfield. So depending on
Polanco Soriano
impact
should be major
plays,
defense. It should be.
and how many you get. So we try to
Yeah.
really
But
go,
Soriano is also a good
into
bat.
road to the
So
show
I was thinking
and
more
play
of
lock,
a
and very specifically
bat, good defense
not
guy.
give you the same plays over and over again, right? So it's important for us to have a variety of different plays for every single position. So the cut ball feature, which is really cool, if I'm playing first base, certain times in certain situations there'll be routine base hits to the outfield. Either as a first baseman, I'm responsible for cutting that ball if it's hit to center or to right. So I have to go line that
Like
ball
Jeter,
for
is
home.
like, yeah.
And when the ball is thrown off line,
Exactly.
it's
But
my
Jeter is
responsibility
too
to cut
good
that ball and then
offensively in the
redirect
game.
That throw.
It has to be like a Bobich,
like
like a good Bobby Bichette card versus Ozzie Smith. Like that Bobby, I'm thinking Bobby Bichette defense is not great, right? So if Bobby Bichette has 60 defense, but he has diamond hitting or whatever, is it going to be a difficult decision? Do I want Bo or Ozzy? That's going to be the difference. If defense is really that big of a gap, that decision should be difficult to make, if that makes sense.
You can see in these videos here by
You
using
better
the
platinum,
icon
exactly.
and choose
Tomlin,
which
exactly.
base you want to throw to. So you're going to have to make that decision. You have like 3 seconds
Can't
to
eat a
make that
ball
decision as
star.
the game slows down, and we call them quick time events.
You'll
You
be
make that
fine.
decision and
Go
you
to
make the throw.
we gotta
Same
start
thing for a
training.
catcher. So when I'm catching, I have to be the general on the field. I have to take charge. My corner infielders are going to come in.
Oh, that's
and
pretty
I'm
cool.
going to have to make a decision for them to cut the ball to
This wasn't there
second
before,
or
right?
home or third.
Oh my God,
Whatever's
okay, we got
most
one number
applicable.
card, a
Yeah,
couple good
and it's
rookie
just
card.
making this
From Thompson, let's
gameplay
go.
feel even more
What
real,
was the- who
especially
was
in
the numbers
player lock
card?
moments. So if you're playing, I like player locking into franchise mode sometimes, and then of course there's Road to the Show. Tons of new
March to October. I'm sure
gameplay
March to October is
features
gonna be
there,
like this
and
too.
it'll feel really, really good. Just controlling.
That's
your
pretty cool
one
that as
player,
the
working your
catcher-
way
It
through
is
the game.
So there, as the catcher, you're gonna tell the first baseman to cut that ball and throw it to third. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and I will say I want to add too that you can play with
I'm very
a bunch of
offended
different
by
options.
this.
You don't have to do it like
Let's
this.
start-
You can
let's
play
start
every single
getting
play
ready.
if you want. You can play impact plays, right? You can only hit. You can do all of it. So
Yeah.
you have that option.
Giving you guys what you want.
Giving them what they want.
Yeah,
Now,
square,
we've talked
square,
about
square.
different quick time events for the
Oh
actual
my
fielders.
God, I would lose
we
my
have some new
mind.
player lock additions for
What up,
the
Dan?
runners.
What's up, baby?
Chris, talk to me about this new base runner
Ooh,
swim
Clayton
move.
Kershaw?
We know Ellie De La Cruz
Are you
does in
rich?
the gameplay
Is that what that
trailer.
means?
Yeah, so everybody's seen that, and you're seeing a couple examples here on the screen. But the swim move's super cool, and we tried to put it in to make it as organic as possible, so nobody
Oh,
can
he
kind of
went
trick
for
the
it,
game
huh?
to figure out when it's going to pop up. It's very timing specific, and it will only
Bro,
happen.
you gotta do this.
At second,
You gotta do
third,
one of
and
this.
at home, obviously. And the
First
play has to be
controller for
within
this year.
certain threshold. So if I'm trying to stretch
Are you
a
on
single into a
PlayStation or
double, if
Xbox?
I'm trying to go first to third or second to home.
Let's
this
go,
thing
Dan.
Is organically going to pop up.
265 up next.
To
265 up next.
kind of trick the catcher, trick the third baseman, trick the second baseman. Make
Does
a
that mean
think
it's gonna
you're
work
coming
every
in
time,
with
though?
your left hand or right hand, and then flip them and swim over it. But if you,
You're on
I will
Xbox.
say,
What
if
controller are you buying?
Mess up on the swim move, you're going to be out. So
So make sure
You
you,
have to-
you got the stick skills to pull it off.
yeah, you
Lots
have
of
to
great
perform the quick
changes.
time event properly.
That's what I was saying. Like
Some great
so when
additions
is
to
it?
player lock. We're excited for everyone to get their hands on it.
346,
The
really?
last update we have for
That's
all
crazy.
of you before you are joined with us on the couch playing this live is all of our quality of life fixes. Connor, we have some good ones this year.
Oh wow, there are a lot of them. A while back we sent out a survey. We got some really good feedback about pause timers and
Purple
especially in
PS5.
online
Do we
play.
need a
So,
PS5
Ashley,
Pro?
what is the first thing people do when they load into a BR
I was
game?
gonna get against
Well,
it.
Connor, a person
the
who
one I
has
was
their plan
using
together
was
will warm up
the-
their pitchers.
There you go. Yeah, a lot
Thrustmaster.
of good players will know
Thrustmaster.
immediately
Wait,
to
what-
warm up their pitch. Will
what
do
was
when they
this?
load into a BR game.
Thrustmaster.
Well, Connor, a person who has their plan together will warm up their pitchers.
There you go. Yeah, a lot of good players will know immediately to warm up their pitchers off the rip. That is no longer needed. Warming up pitchers, not a thing anymore in online play. Pitchers are going to come in fully warm, ready to go. So you're not going to constantly be having people pausing to go warm up their next guy.
Yes!
based on
Hold up! Hold up! Standing ovation. We like this. We like this. Standing ovation for that one. No more pausing to warm them up, stretch and toss. None of that. Come right to the game. Come on. Guys, I hope you guys are standing in your bedroom, in your living room, wherever. But we gotta pause. We gotta give a standing ovation on that. Let's go, baby. Let's go. We like that. We like that. We like that. Congrats on Bregman. Let's go. How's it going, baby? How's it going? I think we were talking about Bregman earlier. We needed Bregman. We needed a righty bat. I'm glad, I'm glad we got somebody, but still got the Yankees and Orioles, probably Blue Jays to deal with. The Blue Jays got better too, so it's going to be a hell of a run. I don't know where the over-under was before we signed Bregman and where is it now, but it was probably like 81, and now it's probably like 84, 85, is what I'm assuming.
The lefty righty
I love this,
matchups
though.
coming up.
So we
Hope all is
wanted
well, brother.
to go
Hope all
into
is
that
well.
battle royale, that ranked game, to play right
So,
away.
Not gonna
listen
warm up
to
their
this. Go
pitchers
this.
off the
Listen to
rip.
this.
That is no longer needed. Warming up pitchers, not a thing anymore in online play. Pitchers are going to come in fully warm, ready to go. So you're not going to constantly be having people pausing to go warm up their next guy based on the lefty-righty matchups coming up.
So we wanted you
gotta
into
move.
that battle royale, that ranked game, to play right away, not spending the first 30 seconds warming up your bullpen.
Yes.
But that's not all.
I
in the
love
pause
this.
timer department,
I mean, is
Connor.
this not a
Basically,
W?
Everyone wanted reduced pause timers. So no more 3 minutes and 30 seconds waiting inside the menus. It's trimmed down to 1:30. And in co-op, it is shared team timers now.
Ooh, speed of play, it just got a whole
Okay.
lot faster, but there's a few more.
Okay. Did you hear that? From 3:30, we're going down to 1:30. And co-op is going to be shared. Go back to that.
Down to 1:30. And in co-op, it is shared team timers now.
Dude, Alexa, stop. Why is Alexa talking to me?
Speed of play, it just got a whole lot
That's
faster, but there's a
huge.
few more quality.
That's huge because you a lot of the times, you've all played a toxic player that was down and he got mad and then he paused the game and waited all 3.5 minutes and then 5 seconds left. He went back into the game, played a couple more innings. Then he would have another 2-3 minutes. Like, that's over with. That is amazing. That is amazing. But don't reset it. Yeah. But I think 1.5, but it'll probably be reset. So
quality of life changes that we will get to in the live stream.
not mad at
Connor.
that. I'm not mad
Any
at that
little
at all.
sneak peeks for the people.
Yeah, we're trying to really show what's important during part of the game that you're at. So while you're batting, if
this is
you're
cool.
holding R2 to see pitch history, we have some stuff there that's going to help you choose which side you want to ambush. We have a lot of D-pad changes. We have
For ambush.
just
It's
tons of
specifically for
online
ambush.
cleanup that's been done. We're looking forward to just breaking it down with all of you.
We've shown you a ton of the great new additions in MLB The Show 25. I think it's time to just get our hands dirty and start playing.
Going down, Gil.
Let's go.
Can I go play? Can I go play now?
MLB The Show fans, what is going on? Thank you so much for joining us. We are here with the gameplay gurus, Connor and Chris. I'm Carson, and of course, Ashley Sanders is here. We are so excited for everyone to be here, watching everything new in gameplay. That pre-record was a banger. I think everyone enjoyed it. And
Yes, we
we're
did.
excited
Yes,
to
we
go
did.
live
I
now,
even gave
answer
them a
some
standing
questions,
ovation.
and just kind of dive even deeper to some of these features we're adding.
Absolutely. But before we forget, Twitch drops are active. You can earn up to 3 of them as we continue this conversation.
I didn't get the Twitch
You know what?
drops.
Gil, Connor,
I did
Carson,
not get the Twitch
there's
drops.
been a lot of good commentary. We have the Twitch chat up in front of us. So why not kick it off with ambush hitting, everything that you all want to know about it. But before we get into the bigger details, Gil, where did
They're gonna
ambush
be wait.
come from?
Are they gonna be answering questions from the chat on a live stream? Like whatever the chat want to ask, and then Ashley's just gonna pick questions? Why socks in public? She's a fan. Wait, is that what's happening right now?
From?
Well, Ashley, thanks for asking. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Ambush came from, and I read a lot of the comments, some of the stuff that we've already put out. A lot of people were talking about that it's the same as
Go
guest
for it,
pitch,
Tomlin.
and,
Go for it.
it's funny going
Just
back
don't say
all
hi,
those
say hola.
years and
Say
thinking
hola.
about how we came up with guest pitch. It's very similar approach, but it's totally different. This has been an idea that came a while back, but
exactly.
it took some time to actually get into the game. It's a little bit more difficult, I think, than people might realize to, create the balance.
Hey, YouTube, make sure to drop that like. But drop that like on the YouTube stream.
From having an approach at the plate.
Goaties and I know what we're talking
all
about.
All big leaguers, and I should say all high-level baseball players, actually in high school and college and in the big leagues, are generally taught to have an approach when they come to the plate. Have a plan, right? Early in the count, when they're in the head of the count, they're going to hunt. They're going to hunt for fastballs usually. I mean, that's usually the approach, unless a guy's just somebody that has a scouting report that's been, knows a guy starts them with first pitch sliders or first pitch curveballs, then they might be hunting those, right? And generally they're going to look for that pitch either in or away.
Yes,
so ambush kind of
that's
came
big.
about more
that's
about
big,
for
honestly.
Our game,
that's going to save so much
very
time.
Similarly to how it's used in real life, if a guy's throwing 100 plus miles an hour, even 92, actually 93, if they can locate, which generally most big league pitchers can, that plan is going to be for them to like split that plate in half. I'm going to look in or I'm going to look away. And generally that's going to come from years of experience of facing those guys, having really solid
So what he's
reports,
saying,
similar to what you guys are going to have.
This is what I'm gathering from this, okay? Fastball down the middle will remain the best pitch in MLB The Show. That's it. You cut the plate in half, inside and out, but the middle will be the way to go. Let's go. It's still the best pitch in the game. What do you want me to say? That is bro. Check out the gym from Puerto Rico for like a month. Why did you stop talking? Sé que me extrañaste a mí, mi mensaje, tus sueños, respondí, yo estoy de vuelta. You're so romantic. You're so romantic. Jim, you know that's true.
This year,
you know that's true.
Show, and we'll get to that a little bit later.
Not that fastball down the middle. See, that was a little bit away.
You got to cheat a little bit, right? So if I'm going to catch up to a 95-mile-an-hour fastball in, if I'm looking for that, if I'm hunting that fastball in, my hips are going to open up a little bit. I'm going to cheat. And we never really had that in our game. The idea of opening up early on an inside pitch, I got to get that bat head out in front, right? So it's very similar to real life in the physical aspect of cheating and opening that hip and getting your hands out. In the game, we're going to give you a little bit of a boost. That's why the PCI gets bigger, like you already saw, right? The PCI is going to get bigger on the half that you choose, and on the half you don't choose, it gets smaller.
Gavin Lux.
And so
Gavin Lux just went ambush on an 0-2 count with a runner at second and 2 outs. That's crazy. I don't think you'll see me doing that.
Translates to real life.
I don't think you'll see me doing
opening
that.
Up those hips a little early if I'm going to pull a ball, or getting the weight more on the balls of my feet if I'm going to drive the ball the other way, if I'm looking for it on the outer half of the plate. So the idea really stems from real life. It's that same approach that they have in real life. And in our game, it gives you that little advantage of the same advantage you get in real life, that cheating advantage of opening those hips, right? So we're going to give you a little bit of a boost on your timing.
On our green 98.
Make your bat bigger. Essentially, that PCI is going to get a little bigger. And then
is there a limited time? I don't know.
So
they haven't mentioned it. No.
So things that you see.
They haven't mentioned a limited.
When you're watching a big league game on TV.
So I think it's going to be a limited because it's also similar, or it can go in hand with the anchor side where you can just move it around or change it how many times you want. So I think it's going to be the same, where because you don't have to, but you're always looking for something, whether it's in or out is what they're saying, right? So you should be able to do it as many times as you want.
Guys, a lot of you know this because you're all baseball people, but if you're watching a big league game, you can almost tell what a hitter is looking for based on his reaction. So let's just say a guy's up there 0-0 count and he's looking for a fastball in, and you're going to see him open his hips a little bit and start to cheat. If that fastball's thrown on the outer half of the plate for a strike, that pitch to him is going to look like it's probably 3 to 6 inches off the plate because he's looking in. And the same on the opposite side. If I'm looking for a fastball away and that guy busts me in,
you should be able to do it every pitch. Yeah.
That pitch is going to look like it's 3 to 6 inches.
They would have said that
in.
You can't. That's limitations.
Yeah, so you're going to see guys kind of jump back as if the ball's going to hit them because their approach is looking the other way. So essentially it's the same thing in our game. So I know that people have kind of the way that we have our presets for our PCI, and you can sit in certain locations. It kind of starts there. You can do that if you're going to ambush. Personally, I like to use it when I'm ahead in the count.
Yeah.
For me, it's a strategic thing. So I use it very similar to the way I hit in real life and the way I think a lot of major league hitters hit in real life.
So it sounds like, Gil, ambush hitting is completely optional. pitch by pitch by pitch.
There it is.
It is, and you'll
Yeah.
see a little
There it is.
OSD below the strike zone that tells you can select the left side of the plate or the right side of the plate. You can go in the options for the clean screeners out there.
And
You
it's
guys
with
can
right
turn that
stick.
off because once you get the hang of it, you really don't need that up there anymore. And then you can actually, at the very last, you can do it all the way up to the pitch release. So you can go back and forth, and right before he releases the ball, you can be set on which
So
side of the plate you wanna be on.
that's good for streamers too, where you can go back and forth, and if you're getting stream sniped, you don't have to show it before. You can just wait, like right there where I paused it without trying. You can literally pick the side right there before he released the ball. So that's a good thing as well.
And if you, at the last second, don't want it, you can
So
cancel.
don't even think
Yeah,
about
so
stream
it's just
sniping.
something that you guys are going to be able to use. You're going to have that approach just like MLB players have, kind of what Gil's saying here. And you can kind of pick your spots with it. Like you said, when you're ahead in the count, like I have a 3-1 count,
Magic.
and I think that fastball is coming up and in.
Hey,
I'm
my
gonna ambush
PCI
it, and
placement
I'm
is
gonna try to
elite,
make
so
him
I'll
pay.
be good.
So it's going to be completely optional. Pick your spots.
Now, I will
But it's
say,
just-
early in the year when you're playing like veteran and all-star, maybe not all-star, but veteran before the 400s or whatever the rating is, I might be ambushing a whole lot though. Because like, okay, if I get penalized twice, PCI size as a Hall of Fame, it's not terrible.
just another way to kind of have that MLB approach
happened,
while playing
Rodolfo?
our game.
It
I
is.
think-
Well, sorry. The one thing I wanted to say too, I'm gonna let Connor talk because I just interrupted. I'm sorry, Connor.
I don't mind.
I tend to do that, but I do want to bring this up before I forget. You can go to go on YouTube and just look up a very specific one. You got, I think it was Harold Reynolds was interviewing Freddie Freeman on his grand slam that he hit in the World Series. And he talks
What a
about
moment, huh?
hunting the pitch that he
What
hit
a
out.
moment that
He
was.
was talking about getting, I think he was looking at the scouting report from Ohtani, and he was looking at how the lefty was throwing Ohtani so that he could have a plan when he stepped up to the plate, and he was getting cutters and sliders away. So he said, I didn't want to chase. I wanted to look for something in, and he hoped that he would throw him something middle in. Well, sure enough, he got that pitch, right? So
Did
that's
someone call for
exactly what
trucking
ambush
Pac-Man?
hitting is,
What's
and
up,
that's
Pac-Man?
Exactly what Freddie
What up,
Freeman did at
Nanners?
that time at the plate, and they all do it.
Warning
Right?
track power
I
swing.
talked to big
Wait, the
leaguers that
Freddie
come in
one?
here, and I love this. Throughout
Yeah,
development,
right.
for the last 8 or 9 months, we've had different big leaguers come in here. Collins had guys come in here. He comes and introduces them to us, and all the position players that come in, every single one of them, I talk to them about this
That's
new
so cool.
mechanic in the game. And half
That's
of
so
those
cool.
guys love playing our game, so they know how it translates from real life into our game, and so they're super excited about the future.
Polo
Yeah,
girl.
and it's just going to be that layer, an extra layer of hitting and pitching, right? That song and dance you have with the guy throwing the ball.
Totally.
And-
I think Connor, why don't you talk about the pitching side of
Yeah,
it too?
totally.
Because this isn't just for hitters.
Yeah, I think before we dive into the pitching side, Colin, if you don't mind, can you pull up the visual we have?
What
We
visual?
just want to quickly touch on
Oh, here it
exactly
is.
how ambush is impacting gameplay. What you're going to see on screen is basically when you're,
I'm assuming
let's just say you're playing on all-star difficulty, that center dot you see on screen.
this is they're talking about PCI right here, right? So obviously with zone hitting, so ambush correctly, then you one difficulty easier. So if you're playing on all-star, the PCI size will become as the veteran difficulty. But if you do it wrong, then the PCI becomes legend difficulty. So there's the risk reward, and it's probably just PCI only, but we'll see what they say now.
If you ambush correctly, it basically gets roughly a difficulty easier to hit in terms of your timing windows and the size of your PCI and how it scales. When you get when you ambush incorrectly, it's basically 2 difficulties harder to
Gonna need the
hit
stat guy
in
telling you the
terms
last
of
minute
your
red hitter
inner and outer PCI and your timing
700
windows that are going to be required to
stats. Listen,
put the ball in play. So
analytics
it's
are now
definitely
part
a
of
risk
baseball,
and
right?
reward, and
Lurking
dive
driving
into
to
the
the
pitcher
airport.
side
Hey,
of
Niners,
things,
have a good,
what you're
have a
going
good
to notice is like in
flight.
online play, the
Have a
pitcher is
safe
not going to
flight,
know
baby.
exactly what you're doing. So, which is huge because it's going to constantly be that cat and mouse game.
Analytics is part of the
okay,
game,
I
so
keep
we need.
throwing sinkers in. Do I need to change
That's
it up?
what I think. That's
Or-
what they were saying. That if you press R2 and you see like the whole pitch selection, and you can kind of read tendencies. So you got to be your own analytic person.
this guy's smashing sinkers in. What is he ambushing inside? Is he
Ambushing.
ambushing away?
Yeah.
And that strategy
I'm 2 levels.
is
So wait. What happens if you're playing on legend and you ambush and miss? Or if you're playing on gold difficulty? What if you ambush on gold difficulty you're crazy. Number one. Number two, if you ambush on gold difficulty, where does it go? Does the PCI just like disappears or what? What do we know about that? Camera you use is a Sony A6400. Straight gold. But that, like, if you're already at gold level, like, might as well just do it every pitch, right?
Crazy. It's fun stuff.
Did they talk about this?
And you know, that's the part I like about it too. It's you're really not, you are shrinking your PCI size. But if I'm looking, just like in real life, if I'm looking for a fastball away and a guy hangs me a curveball in, and I see that thing and it lights my eyes up, I can get my PCI and still get a perfect, right?
Right.
So it doesn't really necessarily change your whole approach. So if
You
something
still
lights
gotta
your
hit
eyes
the
up,
ball.
you can swing on the other half of the plate.
Yeah, if they, you can still make them pay. It might just
Brian
be a
Reynolds.
little harder to time it up if you are picking the wrong side of the plate, right?
It doesn't feel
Just-
like the
just
PCI
slightly
much.
on the timing side of things.
not
it's
much
really
smaller,
more of
honestly.
just the bat getting a little bit smaller. So yeah, there is a
Your
penalty on
royalties.
the opposite side for sure.
He's
Yeah, I'm
rich
seeing
now.
tons of W's in the chat. We're so excited to get you guys this feature in 25. I think it's really going to change the way you play
At least
as
a free
hitter
copy.
and as a pitcher, like Connor
Hey, you want me to do
mentioned. So-
giveaways?
And
I'll
to
do
just
giveaways.
address a question real quick that I have been seeing in chat, this is not the same as guess pitch, right, Gil Connor? The pitcher has no idea which side of the plate I'm ambushing.
Yeah, we should correct that for sure. Make sure people totally understand it. It's nothing. It's similar in terms of like you're looking for a location, but one of the things, and I'll go back to what
But
I said
also
about,
as the hitter, like in guess pitch, it used to light up if you guess correctly, like the location or the pitch. Here, you don't know, right? I haven't seen that in ambush. It's not that, I mean, just the PCI changes, but you don't really know until afterwards. You still have to be able to read the pitch and place, the PCI. So it is similar to guess pitch because you're guessing it's going to be in this area, but it's not, but you won't know if you guess right until the pitch comes in. Before in guess pitch, you knew if you guessed right before the pitch came in.
choosing one half of the plate, you're not going to know whether the guy's throwing in that zone. The
There
guess
it is.
pitch feature actually will
There it
highlight.
is.
If you guess correctly, it'll highlight. You could do both. You could guess the location, you can guess the pitch type, and you get different feedback. But it's always going to tell you before it gets to the plate, and that's
Exactly.
the arcadey style
And
of
the
it.
thing is that, so obviously the swing timing might be a little bit more difficult on outside pitches, but if you ambush to the outside, the swing timing might get a little bit bigger, and then that might help, but I don't know.
Right. So this is actually a real sim.
Next week.
This is you just essentially.
Hey,
getting
what's
a
up,
little
black
boost
guy?
for
Hope all is
things
well,
that you were
brother.
kind of already doing
Hope
before,
all is well,
maybe
man. I'm
looking
ready
there,
for
looking away.
25.
But you're getting that cheat.
Been in and out,
Yeah,
in and
and
out,
remember,
man.
this is
Hope all is
completely
well, man.
optional. It's by pitch. Like if you like it one pitch, you can use it. You don't have to use it. You can always cancel out by clicking R3.
Yeah.
So tons of
Do
flexibility.
you have an unbiased opinion on whether the show is better on PS5 or Xbox X? So I do think it plays better on Xbox. At least MLB The Show 24. But I did see that this is gonna be MLB The Show 25 is gonna be Pro Enhanced, which apparently is gonna play better on PlayStation 5 Pro. Having said that, there's only one way to find out. We gotta wait for the game to come out. But the input lag, I don't know if that's a real term. On the controller, it was much better on the Xbox than the PlayStation, but I don't have the PlayStation Pro or the PlayStation 5 Pro. And for next gen, this is when they mentioned that PlayStation performance should be better. So I don't know if, Anchor looks to be gone. Well, you can still use both. You can use ambush and anchor. Like if you're like, okay, this 102 mile an hour fastball is killing me, you can do both. Bigger PCI, and the PCI is already in that area, so you could
ability
technically
for
do both.
hitters. You can use this to your advantage.
I hope that answered
or
your
you
question,
can just
Scarlett.
continue to hit the way you like to hit before.
Yeah, and the other
Not the
thing that's
console?
cool is, like,
Well, but
I
they're saying
talked
that
to
it's gonna
people
play
around
better,
the
so I'm-
studio guys that have been playing
know.
this for the last couple of months since it's been finished, and everybody
Somebody
has
to make
like,
controllers?
a totally different
Gotcha.
like kind of approach to the way that they do it.
Where
the
the
guy
dots
that's
at?
sitting next to me
Well,
here, that's
you got to remember that the dots for anchor is going to be with the left stick, right? You had to press and hold the left stick. For this, is going to be with the right stick. So it's two different buttons. Input lag is exactly what I'm worried about. I'm not buying a PS. That's the thing. I'm like, is a PS5 worth it? I don't know if it is. $700. Yeah, you can sell your PS5 and technically put in $400, but it's still especially for the unknown. You don't know for sure if it's gonna be a lot better in the PS5 Pro. Is the PS5 Pro
Actually
with
playing the
the
game
same
great.
controller?
Dre.
Shout out Dre. Dre, well, what's your approach? What do you like to do?
I like to sit on the handedness of the pitcher. So, for instance, if I have a right-handed batter and it's a right-handed pitcher, I'm probably going to ambush to the inside of the zone. But if it's a right-handed batter and it's a lefty, then I'm going to set that ambush to the outer side of the zone, just because that's where I like to set my PCI at when the ball's coming in. So it's just easier for me to keep it on that side. So if he wants to pick that side and I'm already on that side, should be good money.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh,
And
hanging
I think
slurve.
he also told me the same thing kind of I do is I don't
Let me know when
really
you're
use
back,
it with
Scarlett.
two
Let me
strikes
know when
I'm
you're back
behind
and we
the
can keep
count. I
talking
always
about
use
it.
when I'm ahead in the count.
A new
Every once in a
PS5
while.
controller?
Every once
Just
in
put
a
my
while.
face.
I'm
What about
telling
this
you,
one?
Ashley.
Gotta throw them off their rhythm. I mean, you can tell me, Gil. I'm not taking notes over here.
Yeah, we can't give out our full plans.
I think another thing to note is you can still use PCI Anchor with this addition as well,
Yes.
which is very cool. And in terms of PCI Anchor, we've added a few just quality
can't
of
find
life
it.
things. Dre, if you don't
Can't
mind
find it.
pausing real quick and going into settings and settings gameplay.
I love
and
the-
go
I love
to-
the dark.
Scroll down a bit.
Love the dark mode.
What you're going to see under PCI Anchor is now you can preset how you want your PCI Anchor to sit for if you're middle center, like where you want it to sit versus the handedness,
That's pretty cool.
handedness matchup. So
I mean, I don't
right
really
here, you're
use
gonna see
Anchor
Dre
much, but
scrolling through
that's
and
pretty
basically
cool.
it's choosing it's making it so that you're not always having to click the left stick and lock it in every single pitch.
Yeah,
which
nobody
is just a
really
nice
uses
quality
the
of life
regular,
addition. So
Xbox controller.
Yeah, and that's some of the stuff too you're going to talk about later too. We're doing a lot of work,
It's pretty cool.
especially in competitive play and two-player modes, where we're putting.
Let me know when you're back,
pertinent
Scarlett. We can
information
keep
up
talking
on the
about that.
screen, so you don't got to go hunt for it in the options.
It's
menu,
so
which
much better.
speeds
The
gameplay
dark.
up
Oh
quite
my
a
god, it
bit.
looks so
And
clean.
again, we're going to get more into that when we talk about quality of
It
life.
looks so clean.
I will say, real quick, seeing a lot more W's in the chat, Connor, when you pulled up, or Dre as well, the pause menu, seeing
Yes.
all the overlay changes. People are excited.
Yeah, so
Yeah, we
the
have a
thing
ton of
the thing with the
settings. We
PS5
have-
is that we don't
there's
know for
so
sure if
many
it's gonna
different
play
players
better
we like to cater our game
with the
for,
PS5
and
Pro,
everyone likes to play
or
the game
if
in a
the
different
input
way,
lag is
so
gonna be fixed.
our
Which
menus,
that's the only thing, you know.
One of our biggest internal struggles when having to navigate
30
them is
yeah,
they were
that's the
clunky,
one I
and
got.
They just feel cleaner now.
That's the one I got right
and
here.
We're continuing to iterate upon them, and
Where is it?
we're
Right here.
excited with where they're at. Much quicker to navigate.
The game,
but
sir?
We'll keep improving.
Yeah,
At
and
the
it's-
game, sir.
A lot of that comes from the feedback.
Scarlet
we
Pirate,
get
I
from
appreciate the follow.
all you
Welcome.
guys
Welcome to the
listening out there.
stream.
You guys, whether you think we do or we don't, we listen to what you guys say, the good and the bad.
He's like, whether you
we
think
read
we
it all.
listen or we
So
don't.
Just
They do,
understand
they
that we're
do.
building
I've
this
always
game for
told you they
guys,
listen.
not for us.
Yeah, and we're just going to keep hearing that feedback. The menus are such a W. Just going through them this cycle, it's been night and day compared to some of the years
Yes.
before. So
Oh,
Literally
it's
night and day.
amazing.
stuff.
All right,
Or
everybody
day
in
and
Twitch
night.
chat, keep your
stick
questions
to
rolling,
Xbox?
whether
Yeah.
it's ambush hitting, more questions we go through, more
No, I
topics.
agree.
We will have
I agree,
another
Tomlin.
quick Q&A section at the very end. But for now, we will move on from ambush hitting and talk the new fielding throwing meter.
Let's do it. Did you want to throw up that the
Graphic.
vision on the screen, and then behind the scenes here, we're going to change what
Some of our dev kit
what
stuff,
Dre
yeah.
is doing. So we'll switch over the gameplay to ground
They
balls.
get rid of the polo
So
ground?
go ahead,
Probably not.
use the
I
width,
wish.
Dre, and go ahead and put
I
it
wish
into
they did.
all ground balls.
Oh
so
my
that
god,
we
I
can-
hate playing at polo grounds.
We can show the infielders.
Just a
more.
reminder for everyone, we're on
This year was the
PS5 dev
collection.
kit, so that's what you
It
guys
feels
are
like
seeing
it's
right
every
now.
year. It's the
Normal
collection.
PS5,
the
not
stadium
a PS5
collection, right,
Pro
right.
or anything.
And yeah, so pretty much we have widgets on this. This is an internal build, and Dre can,
What do you
kind
mean,
of
Carson?
manipulate the ball so we can show you guys what we want to see. So we'll be doing
Yeah.
a bunch of fielding.
Ashley, I know you mentioned throwing. Are we? I think Dre's setting up reaction, correct? Were you setting up reaction just now, Dre?
No, he's just going to put in
Yeah,
ground balls,
anything
and then we'll be
Okay.
able to talk about everything. It's
Yeah,
fine.
that's perfect.
Absolutely. So, Connor, do you want to remind the audience of how that throw meter has changed from last year into this year with the blue region moving?
Yeah, Colin, if you don't mind, can we bring up that visual again, please?
Throw meter.
Yeah,
Fielding.
I don't like it either. I've had some of
Yeah,
my
so what you're
worst
gonna see here is
losses at
basically,
polo grounds. Polo
we
grounds
only
makes me
listed
want
50,
to
75,
vomit.
and 99, but I saw that gold's
This is
also.
like the only
there were
one that
questions
bring
in the
back
chat
Field of
as for,
Dreams, and it was
you guys just
playable.
skip
Yeah,
over
Field of Dreams
gold?
was
No, we just
fun,
wanted
man.
to simplify it to 50, 75, and 99.
And
What you're
Memo
going to
Bit,
see
yeah, I
is
agree.
In previous years, that
The
blue did
legendary
not
take out,
scale.
yeah, I know.
It was
Hopefully
always
they add a
one
few more
constant
legend
size,
stadiums,
regardless of
like
your
legendary
attributes. The
stadium
green
like that.
scaled, but not the blue. Now
Like
we're
the old
scaling
ones.
the blue.
Like they added the kingdom this year, but the
perfect
backdrop
region,
or the batter's eye on
pretty
the
significantly,
kingdom was
and
just messed
another
up. Like
change
it was
is that the
it was
blue
tough
is
to
now
read
at
the
the
pitches.
end. The challenge of those throws in real life is very difficult to throw online, and we just
Yeah,
realized that with the
yeah. I'll
with the
play a Fenway.
implementation of perfect throws years back,
Run through.
it was a game
Yeah, of
changer.
course you do.
And
To
we
hit a
wanted to
fly ball to right field for
basically,
314 feet.
make them a little more challenging since
Astrodome
people are getting
will
them
be
so
fun, too.
frequently. So it's kind of that risk reward type thing now, where I'm often opting into only going for a good throw in specific situations, and always.
That's the
Yeah.
thing. You're gonna have
Yeah,
to
so
see
you're
what's
just gonna
happening,
see a
right?
ton of
You're gonna have
changes
to
with
see what's
the throw
happening
meter. You're
before
gonna
you're like,
have,
do you need a
based
perfect
on a
throw?
player's arm accuracy,
Then,
you're going to get that bigger blue zone for
you can
perfect
risk
throws.
going for the perfect
So
throw, but
you're going to have to make a decision on
good
who you want
throws
in the field.
is
Do you want
probably
that
the way to
power
go.
bat, or do you want a little more arm accuracy?
How
for
about
some of
Bregman
these guys
signing?
throwing the ball?
Yeah. So
Max,
let's just talk
honestly,
a
I
little
feel
bit
like it's a
about
good one.
reaction
We needed
time,
a
okay?
righty
So
bat,
let's get
and we
into
needed
one
a
of the bigger
infielder. We
changes.
got guys. I think it makes
we
the team
talked about
better.
it a little bit.
You know, so I
in
like
the
it.
stream right
He
before
is
this. You guys
trending
heard
down.
me
He has
talking
been
about
trending down,
how
but
we've
at
had
the same time, it's a good
outfield start
signing. I
transition
think
animations
it's
in the
also
game for
he can
quite
opt
some
out next
time.
year, so it could
That
be a
opened
1-year
up,
deal or a
the,
3-year deal.
The offense a little bit more for more doubles to land, right?
And with the
Yeah,
deferred
yeah,
money,
right.
instead of
Yeah,
40,
I
is
mean, it was-
technically
I
30.
think essentially
30
the
million,
problem that we had was when you have everybody,
$30 million.
doing the perfect jump every single time, all you could rely on was speed. So if I had a slow guy in the outfield, maybe he wouldn't get to a gapper. Where if I had a fast guy,
what's
he
that
would
clock?
get to that ball.
What's that clock for?
We changed that years ago, and
What's that clock for?
made a huge difference.
He can still
in
hit. Yeah,
allowing,
and not only
the
that, but he doesn't
offensive
strike out a whole
side
lot.
to get
He
what they
sees pitches. He's a
deserve,
professional
gappers
hitter,
and the balls
you know?
down the line. So you'll see really bad jumps. So we have misjudges, which are different than the start transitions. We have 4 layers of start transitions in the outfield. They're very specific. Like on line drives hit right at an outfielder. Depending on their attribute, if I have a low-rated guy, a lot of times you'll see him get what we call a misjudge. So they'll take a step forward and go, oh, darn,
Tommy Pham.
and then
Right.
have to go back to go get the ball, right? On balls hit to their right or to
Damn,
their left, they
Ellie's
might
green
jab,
meter was
to the
very
opposite
small.
direction and then go to the right
It
direction.
was very small.
And
I don't
that is
know.
how we're able to separate
Yeah, he's still worth
talent
the
and
money. I agree.
ability and make a big difference
agree.
of making defense matter, right? And so when let's just say if I'm in DD, and this matters everywhere you're playing across our game, but if I'm in DD and I care about I need to care about my defense. I'm going to be giving up more runs than
gotta care about
I
the
should
defense.
be, depending on
The
who I
facing
have
these
out there in
games,
the outfield. So I'm
only-
really going to look for guys
only Jock
that are
Peterson.
at least 70
Only
up
Jock
and up in
Peterson.
the outfield. So on average, I'm going to get better jumps in the outfield and get those balls. So what we did this year was we brought that to the infield. And so what's hard in terms of animation and speed, we already had reaction time
Very
for
smart
infielders,
hitter.
but that's different than what we added, okay?
It might
Reaction
be.
time
I
for
saw that he was
infielders
hitting like,
used
what
to
was it,
just
100?
mean how
100
quickly
at bats,
you move when the
120 at
ball
bats.
hits
He
the
was hitting
bat.
like 375
And
at Fenway.
generally,
Yes, he
your
was facing
corner
Red Sox
infielders are gonna
pitching,
move
but still,
before
he
your
probably feels
middle
comfortable hitting
infielders
there.
are going to move. And so there were very specific times, hundreds of seconds, and it really didn't make a huge difference in terms of getting to a ball or not. So what we did is we added animations where the
He'll hit
perfect jump
240?
for an infielder on a start
240
transition
with the
is
350 on base, that's
literally
not terrible.
Just a crossover straight to where the ball
I'll
is
take it.
going.
That's baseball
And
now.
The green, which is still good, is a very slight
You're
hundredths
just
of a
mad
second
because you
difference
wanted.
in timing.
Didn't you guys want it Arenado
where he
now?
takes a
You should
slight,
go
like,
Arenado
stutter
and pay him
step.
30
And then
million
that 100th
for
of a
him.
second we've
Go.
talked about makes a difference between a hit.
Yeah,
D2
and
best
so,
right-handed,
yeah,
right?
and then the
Then
worst
Cincy.
is going to be your common
And the
infielders,
ball
your
flies in
bronze infielders.
Cincinnati,
These
right?
guys are going to get a lot of, that jab step before they go to the right or their left. And so
So that's the jab
aesthetically, when
step
you
that I was
watch the
talking about.
game, it's not
That
gonna
we
look
had it
weird.
for outfielders added a couple years ago. Now we're gonna have it to the infielders. So we might let me make a call. Listen, it's gonna be an expensive older guy. So I listen, Tomlin. I agree. That's why I said that's baseball now. 240, 240. They look at everything now is more on base, not the average. So that's why Luis Arias is like, he'll hit 330, but on base of 360 is not much. There's not much value there.
You put like the same thing we
And
did
no
in the
home
outfield.
runs.
If you put that in the infield, it wouldn't make sense. Infielders just don't
Rocky
move
should
the
go for
wrong way.
Arenado.
Right.
They see the ball and they move, but the timing is really important, and that's where the attributes matter.
But look at
So
McCutcheon.
now, if I got a ball,
New
I
batting
can hit the
stats
ball
for
in the-
McCutcheon.
Same thing you just saw in the video before this stream, if you guys were tuned in, you saw the exact same hit. You saw 3 different plays. You saw a guy get to it easy with a blue start transition.
Average matters.
That's a perfect.
I agree.
You saw a
Boomer.
guy
We're both boomer.
have to
It matters a
dive
little bit.
with a green start.
It's not
transition,
everything. It's not the
exact
end be
same
all.
hit.
What is it? The
And then
end all
with the
be
yellow
all
start trans,
of
he didn't even get
baseball,
to the ball.
but it matters.
So now what that does very specifically is is it opens the offense up again.
3 more
right?
years.
So
Something.
now
Yeah. And the thing is that
the defense is going to.
San Luis don't want to pay for him.
Like
Like
I said,
if he,
70s and
I don't know how
above,
much he
and
makes.
it's-
He makes like what, like 40 million a year. San Luis wants somebody that's going to take the full contract, and nobody's taking that full contract. They gotta absorb some of it. So we already have a bump, Chris Bryant.
Scaled. So, you got your lower guys there, you're going to get tons of yellows. You get your higher guys there, you're going to get a bunch of greens and perfects.
Yeah.
And it's
So
also, you don't
keep
have the
that in
guys
mind.
hitting
Like, we
340,
want
350
you
every
to
time.
know that
Or,
if you get that
like now
blue
you might have
perfect
10,
start
15 guys
transition,
hitting.
You're going to be able to
I think it
make
was
it
like
out.
18
The
guys last
green,
year,
it
maybe
might
hitting
take a
300.
slide.
So
You might still be able to get it on your feet, but the yellows are
Oh,
going to
64
really hurt
for
you if
that?
you have a,
So that's
a poor
what,
defender
21?
there in the infield.
Yeah,
like
and it's
21 something a
we
year.
were talking about this a little bit before the
21.3.
stream. Ashley and I were talking
Not terrible.
about, baseball.
Hey, Bregman is gonna get paid 30.
You don't really see in the stats in baseball. It takes a lot of time for you to see a
You'll
difference.
take it
in
for 10
things.
million, not for
these
20.
are all Major League Baseball players, right? So
Is that what's happening?
when you're making a video game, you obviously have to make a difference. And some guys make errors, and some guys make no errors. And so part of making
yellow.
this game as realistic
Yellow
as possible,
reaction.
we also have to understand.
You
the
saw
game
how
needs to be
slow
fun
that
and balanced,
yellow
the
reaction was?
difference.
Look
And
at this, how
some guys
slow
make
this yellow
errors
is.
And some guys make no errors. And so part of making this game as realistic as
See?
possible, we also have to understand.
Yeah,
the
he's
game
getting
needs
40,
to be
but
fun
with the
and
deferred
balanced,
money,
right?
it'll cost the
And so
team 30
that is
this
the
year,
challenge year in
or
and
the
year
3
out
years.
that we have.
He's deferring
And
10
so
million.
when you
per
talk
year.
about these start transitions and making sure that
think it's what it
you're
was.
getting the guys doing the right thing over time, Ashley and I were talking if you're a 950 fielder in the big leagues, you're not very good. Sorry, you're just not.
Which is
So-
crazy because you're making a play nine
more
times
than 9 out of 10
Yeah.
times. So
Right.
people need to think about that. Like, if you're a Major League Baseball player, it's not like I'm a terrible 3-point shooter, so I never shoot from 3 points. Because in basketball, you're either really good at it or you're not. And even the best
Tony
ones
Gwynn over
have bad
Schreiber.
nights.
Yeah,
right?
Tony Gwynn
in
was.
baseball, they're
Tony
all
Gwynn was
making
so
the
good.
routine plays.
There's some
But they're not
crazy
gonna be
stats
out
from
there.
Tony
They're not
Gwynn.
gonna be in
There's
the
some
big leagues,
insane
right?
stats
So
from
that's
Tony
why
Gwynn.
these averages, even though it's funny because on defense, you get these. You're like you're bad, or I
Yeah.
say bad. I'm sorry, but you know what I mean.
They're great players, but
The
relative.
great players are going to be higher up to
Yes.
closer to 1,000 over time, and that's over 162 games, right? So that these guys are playing. Whereas when you're hitting, obviously, getting 300 these days is very difficult.
And you mentioned, we want to also make this fun, and we know that our fans have been very, very good at the traditional throw meter. We moved
not
it
showing
a
the
few
batting?
years back.
They already
Everybody's
showed the
now
batting.
used to it. Now we add even more
already did.
nuance by moving that blue region to the very end to keep challenging, having more high risk, high reward, to also make it as similar as possible to what we're seeing on the field as we're watching games in the evening. And Gil, I want to touch back to a point that you called out so perfectly. We have a lot of Diamond Dynasty audience tuning into this stream, and we have the year-long power
That's so
curve
cool how they just
returning,
create whatever they
meaning
want
we
to
went
create.
from all
That
99s
is sick.
pretty much all of last year.
They're like, I want
That's not
Tyler
gonna
Stevenson to
happen.
come
We're
up
going
with
to
the men on
see
first and
more
second.
more of these
Da, 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 da,
misjudges
da.
as people are
I want him
fielding
to do
silvers,
this.
golds, low diamonds. They're going to have a smaller green region, smaller blue region.
You saw the
and it's
yellow
gonna be a
reaction?
little bit more difficult.
Oh, that
So
was a perfect
off the
throw.
rip on launch night,
Oh,
our fans are going
no.
to experience more and
Can't
more
afford
of
to
these
give
fielding
away some of that
nuances that we're
cash.
trying to
Argues against
implement
Arenado.
with this new
Yep.
throw meter. So y'all, you're warned now.
they're
There's
gonna trade him,
be
right?
Some errors.
On
They have
screen
to
now
trade
is
him.
a perfect example of what you can expect from a common fielder. You're going to see the common badge that showed up under the feet of that outfielder. He wasn't able to get to that fly ball because of
It was a bad jump.
his reaction. It's
Yeah.
just the way the dice rolled, and I shouldn't say the way the dice rolled, but it's just the way that
because of
it
his
played out.
attribute.
Because
Yeah.
of his attributes, he's more likely to receive that misjudge, that red jump, whereas
They
with a
have to
diamond,
trade
you would
him,
never
yeah.
see that.
Yeah.
Face Greg Maddis,
so
Tom
that
Glavine,
just
Pedro
goes to
Martinez,
show
just
the
wanted
importance
to.
of
Yeah,
fielding.
that's
Colin,
one of the
if
crazy ones.
This guy just got a yellow jump as well. You're going to see
That's one of the
this
crazy
is a lot
ones.
more
Mark.
common, and we're trying to expose these things that are happening under the hood to all of you to be able to make those informed decisions as for exactly what players' attributes are doing. Colin, if you don't mind, can you display the reaction visual.
Oh, you got the
We can-
perfect.
Arm accuracy,
perfects.
the reaction ones. Apologies. Okay, well, they saw it earlier. Basically, reaction is changing based on the specific hit type, and those numbers are going to scale. The hit we showed in the video prior to this, a 99 was going to get a perfect jump 100% of the time, whereas a 50, I believe it was around 11% of the time that you get a perfect jump. I can't remember exactly what it was, but something around that. And those numbers are changing dynamically based on the hit. And then obviously with outfielders, you have that added level of red misjudges that they can get, which you guys saw a few plays ago. So
Yeah, so what we're trying to just show you guys is that, you know, we're doing a lot of stuff with defense under the hood. We're trying to show you guys that more.
I love
with these
smoke
jumps, with the blues, with the yellows.
Are we ever
with the
gonna
greens,
call him
and then
Haunted
the outfielders
Carney?
even have the
I don't know
reds.
if I can.
The badges under are going to show you.
I don't know
what
if
these
my-
guys are
if my
good at,
body
what
will
they're not
allow
so
it.
good at, and you can use all that information to build your best lineup.
Yeah, I think a couple things to note here as you're
Bro,
watching Dre.
pack.
We just finally
Pack
got
like
this
I
set
said,
up. You
I
saw
was
me
doing it.
scrambling over here on these widgets trying to get the right setup.
Gwyn
Dre's
was
having trouble
insane.
getting behind the ball there.
But Gwyn was a lot better than that eyes too, no?
Gotta get behind that ball, Dre. Seriously, let's go.
Okay, you talk about smog facts. You got to know about Jim's facts. 1915 to 1937, Babe Ruth hit 714 home runs. The Boston. Okay, well, we don't like his facts. Never mind. We don't like his
So
facts.
a couple things.
I
One
thought
is
he was
the
coming
throw
up with a
meter. So I
great
think Apple
fact. He
started
came up with a
talking about the
terrible
throw meter,
fact.
right? And why we put the blue at the end.
Damn,
And,
Jim came
uh,
right at
so in
my
real
heart.
life,
Common arm.
He
again,
came right for
everything
my
we try to
feelings.
do is to just complement real
Damn.
life and be the best sim we possibly
Damn.
can. We know
I
how
almost
difficult it
finished
is to
reading
get,
the whole thing, too.
Assist from the outfield. It's
I
extremely
almost-
difficult. Even if
I
I'm
almost
a 99
finished reading
guy,
the
it's
whole thing,
hard,
too.
to throw a perfect dime all the way to third from
Come
right
on now.
field or all the way to home from any position in the outfield.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't.
Part of what Connor was talking about was getting the bigger blue region, the bigger perfect region. If I'm a better outfielder,
Oh,
right?
here's like winning
that's
Jim
going to help
facts.
if I have a 99.
No, we
versus having
don't.
A common guy out there was just going to be a sliver, and potentially on a really far throw, he's not going to have anything. But it depends on his arm strength attribute and his accuracy and all of that goes
Right.
into combination, right? But the idea of moving
What
the
is that
blue
clock?
to the
Is
end,
that a good
obviously we
timing
just needed
thing?
more risk. It was
Probably good
such
reaction,
a high
maybe?
reward before, and having it in the middle of the green, there was zero risk.
Yeah.
Because honestly, if you miss, you still got a good throw.
Got
Where the guy
everybody
was
out
still
to the
rooted
below
at the
300
base
without
and
to
was
go.
able to
That's
make a decent throw and
1183.
put a good tag
That's
on the guy
crazy.
coming into the base. So playing
That's
at the
crazy.
end,
How many batting
there's-
titles he has?
You situationally,
7?
I think
6, 7,
it's probably gonna
something
be a
like
little
that,
bit
right?
different how you use it. If I'm way ahead in a game and I really don't care, I'm going for it every time just because it's fun.
Yeah.
I might as well try to get the perfect,
Or
right?
even in a high
But if
leverage
I'm
situation.
in a sweaty game,
Yeah.
right? And let's just say I'm up by 2.
Ooh, he
and
got
it's second
perfect
and
throw on that
third.
small thing.
I'm just throwing a green to third, trying to keep that runner from second going to third and stay
Damn.
up by 1 run.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to go perfect blue to home and nail that guy. It makes no sense
Just take your
with less
medicine.
than 2 outs, right? So it's a strategic thing too in terms of how you play it. But like I said before, you
Right.
can still, if you're really good on the sticks, you can get used to it, and you can hit it a lot more often than others. And people here are better than others, and they're showing that and proving that. So it's still possible, but it is a risk.
Yeah, I will say, just play testing the new throw meter. Like, you don't know pressure until you're playing MLB 25, and you need to get a perfect when the
I love
game's on
pressure.
the line.
I love
Like,
pressure.
Having it at the end of the green
That was better when
window
the striker was to
is
put the
such
ball
a
in play,
risk
hit it.
reward,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you talked about.
Now
but
his
it
home
makes
run or
for
strikeout is
really,
fine.
Like,
Yeah.
fun and attentive defense, which is kind of what we want,
Win
right?
had only 34
totally.
strikeout games, so they also
Absolutely. Again, everybody,
Four-hit.
keep your
Which is
questions going.
insane.
We're
You know
gonna
what
be
a
moving on
4-hit
little bit
performance
from
is?
Our throw meter. We'll
Jesus.
jump back at the very end for any last questions that you all throw in chat that we can answer best up until lunch. But Connor, talk to us about attribute exposure. Our fans have been seeing all these little different symbols, all the different colors. What are we looking at here?
I mean, you just saw Dre struggling
perfect
because of his
timing.
attributes. Dre, if you don't mind,
They are
hold
better
the-
now.
hold the
Yeah,
R2
100% they're
and
better.
Click the right stick, please. What you're gonna see here are all the badges we're showing.
Okay, so the clock, the diamond clock thing is the reaction. So diamond reaction. Arm strength is the muscle diamond. Okay. Accuracy, we see it there. Fielding is the glove diamond, and then he has So it's cool because it looks like it shows the diamond ones. It looks
Thing
like it shows
under
you
the
the
player's feet.
diamond
Minus
attributes
the-
under the
which
player's
one are we
name.
not showing? Arm strength. What you're going to see is
Watch them hit
everybody's
600,
fielding, attributes. So 53 fielding for Brian Reynolds, who keeps messing up in left right now. Common fielder, 50 reaction, 56 arm accuracy. Basically what we're doing is exposing the players that are struggling on specific plays when they're struggling, and really showing when
like
those
the
guys are
pop
getting
time
great.
there's 84
when
for
those
Joey
diamond
White. Pop
players
time
are
quirk was a
doing
good addition
things
too.
exceptionally well consistently. We're trying to basically show the
Barry
good
Bonds
players
facts
doing
are
good things and
insane.
expose
22 seasons
why a
under
player's not
Tampa Bay
doing
Rays,
something,
27th.
successfully.
Yeah, you hit
As
it.
a team.
You hit it well,
As
Connor. I
a
mean, so
team.
you're not,
Nobody
if you
has
have
crazier,
like an 80 guy
wild
out there gold, you're not
stats
gonna
like
see
that
any
than Barry
icons. And the
Bonds.
reason being is because
Especially a lot of them are with
trying to
the
show
walks.
you the reason why this guy
around
keeps
the walks.
making mistakes is because he's a bronze or common player. So we're just force feeding you an example of why maybe this guy made an
I need
error,
them to
and then
others
it's a
is
reminder.
having
I got to
my Haunted
replace this
Circus
guy.
and
I got to
Chris.
get somebody better out there. I got to go, get another card.
You do got to create a stadium with a circus. That'll be cool.
Because he's killing me out here.
That'll be
right?
cool.
And on the flip side of that, it's rewarding those of you that have those diamond fielders out there on defense, and it's showing, hey, look, I made this play. I made this great diving play, or I made this perfect throw because I had a 98
Tag him.
guy out there,
Because the
an
attributes
89
matter.
guy out
Yeah,
there, because the
exactly.
attributes do matter. So that's what we're showing. We're just not gonna. We're
They
not
are
gonna inundate you
one-dimensional,
with,
yeah. For the most part, I think
icons
that's
every
why
single time something's
somebody like
happening,
Juan
there's a
Soto
meaning
has so
behind
much
them, and
value
that's why
too,
we're
because he
putting
can
them
kind
up
of
there.
hit
And
for
again,
contact
like
and
everything
power,
you see
right?
on the screen, you have the option
So there's
to
that
turn
difference.
them off. You don't have to play with these on. So it's really just for you. If you want them on there, you can go into options and turn them off if you want clean screen.
And
Yeah.
to jump in real quick, everyone saw all those shields. The ratings are not final, but you can have a good example with that screen. But Connor, could you remind the people, how do they get that screen to pop up as they're playing?
Yeah,
He
in
doesn't
previous
chase
years,
either.
it was just
Yeah, he
clicking
doesn't
the
strike
right
out.
stick down.
That
with
at bat
the
at Cleveland
implementation
was
of,
insane.
PCI,
Like, you knew he was
or
gonna hit a home
ambush
run,
hitting,
too.
we needed to free up space because
In the
resetting your
45th game
PCI
of 2001, Barry Bonds hit a home
ambush
run against the
is
D-backs.
via
In
the right
45th
stick,
game
so
of
now
2002, Barry Bonds hit
R2
a-
plus
a
R3
45th
is
game.
what's going to pull up this screen.
Wait, is that true?
Yeah, this is great. It's really nice being
That
able
is
to
a
just,
crazy
like,
one.
see the blue jump, that
Well,
perfect
that was
jump,
back
and
in
you
the
go
day
and
when
you
they
go,
used
oh,
to
yeah,
play
this
like,
guy's a great
what,
defender.
like
it just kind of makes everything
40 games against
make
division
sense and
opponents,
tells that
right?
story for each
So they were
player as
always
to why
playing
they
the
have good
Diamondbacks
jumps
at
or why they might not
45th
have so
game of
good
the
jumps.
year.
Yeah,
That
Dre
is a
just made a play
crazy
right
one,
there, and
actually.
he was just surprised by that diamond fielder.
I
He
love that
dove
one.
over the ball,
I
but
love
you could
that
see
one.
the difference. That's almost the exact same hit. He didn't need to dive
so
on the
cool.
first one. He could have got that standing up. He just kind of spazzed out on the buttons there for a second.
Dre just likes the theatrics,
Yeah.
you know?
He's
So
getting a little
imagine
sweaty because he
imagine
knows
being
we're on camera and he's
2003 or
trying to be
whatever. You're like,
perfect
you know
here,
what?
so,
45th game.
But what
Bonds
you
is
can
playing the
tell is when you
Diamondbacks.
see these balls hit,
Bet
like,
the home
honestly,
run.
when you see a blue
Bet the home run.
start transition and the guy doesn't get to the ball, you can pretty much guess
Todd
that
Hilton
nobody's going
first
to
and
get to
second
that
was like
ball.
the same.
And if you see a
From Todd
yellow
Hilton to
that
get-
gets close
yeah.
to it, you can pretty much guess that a green or
He
a
had
blue
insane,
would've got to
and
that
a lot
ball.
of it was
Perfect.
like, yeah, he was hitting like 40, 50 home runs,
Collins alarm
73 in
went
that
off.
one year or whatever. But he was
That was a
also
good effort.
walking so much that his on base percentage was insane.
So attribute exposure, y'all see it right there. Everything is mattering when you're playing defense. Different attributes affecting
Bonds 45th
different
guy.
motions
Oh,
of the
Jim.
defensive play.
Oh,
But I've been
Jim.
seeing a lot of it in chat. Two things, and it's the
Jim?
sweeper and it's the goat.
What does Jim has to
difficulty.
say?
Connor, is the sweeper pitch new this year?
Yes, it is new to this year's game. A lot of players have it. Skeens has a really good
The
one.
team's not
I
Barry
believe
Bonds.
Ohtani has one as well. But it's a new pitch. Definitely something to look out for.
And it's not replacing the slider. Don't worry. It's a new pitch. You're going to see it.
Wait, they're talking about the
added
surf
to,
or
what
the
was it, like
swooping.
160 players in the roster.
Is it add-
Something to look at this year's game. A lot of players have it. Skeens has a really good one. I believe Ohtani has one as well. But it's a new pitch. Definitely something to look out for.
And
How's
it's
the
not
pinpoint?
replacing the slider. Don't worry.
How's the
it's a new
pinpoint?
pitch. You're going to see it added to, what was it, like 160 players
What's the pinpoint
in the
motion?
roster.
Is
So-
it added to
Yeah, over
essentially whoever
160
has
players.
it.
yeah, anyone
Yes.
that has it will have it in the
Horse
game.
man, what's
which
up,
is really
brother?
exciting, but it's
Oh,
a
what
whole
is
new
woman? I
world.
appreciate you
People are
stopping
using
by.
it more and more in real life, so it makes sense to excuse me, it makes more sense to add it to the game, right?
Barry Bonds
for
in
sure.
2001. The
And speaking
Giants.
of high risk, high reward, I mean, GOAT difficulty, Ashley, you brought that up. I mean, yeah, essentially it's just a new difficulty level, right? And it's
Right.
not for everybody, of course. I mean, GOAT
Well,
difficulty
that's what he's
is for the
saying. That
best
he's
of
saying
the
San
best, for
Francisco's
sure.
45th
we threw
game.
that out there just in terms of wanting to challenge people that are exceptional at the game. And
He
honestly,
said in the
it's just
45th
another
game of
milestone to try to
2001.
reach, right? Like,
And 2002,
we
the
got
45th
Legend.
game.
I'm watching guys on streams who are psycho players. that are
Dímelo,
literally scoring 14
Monster.
runs on
Que lo que
Legend,
con que lo que.
which I have no idea how they do this.
Que lo que con que lo que.
Putting those guys on GOAT, let's see how they perform. All right, so
Against
why
the
don't you
Diamondbacks,
throw,
see?
a
Meter
little
over
bit of
people- shut
tidbits
up,
out there
Goatis.
about how we're
Shut
gonna use
up.
GOAT.
Yeah, absolutely. So
Did they add the
GOAT,
Durant
once again,
Splinker?
it's not going to
With,
be in everything.
with Outlier?
But you will have the opportunity to see GOAT difficulty, play through GOAT difficulty. If you reach 1,000+ rating in ranked, you will no longer be on Legend. Still, you will be on GOAT. I know y'all have seen some weekend classic teasers. Yes, you will also be on GOAT difficulty in the highest reward division.
Okay.
And then lastly, yes, it will be included in esports.
Could have
More
worded this stat
details
better.
for when you might
Yeah.
see it later on. And then
You
GOAT
worded it
difficulty
fine.
will
You worded
be
it
an
fine because he said the
option
45th
in
game, but it
most
can't create
single-player
confusion.
modes, just like rookie, veteran, all-star, Hall of Fame, legend. You have the opportunity to choose it. But in terms of online play, you're going to see it in the very
So does that
rare
mean we only
1,000+
have
ranked
wait.
rating.
So does that mean we only have Legend from 900 to 1,000, or and then 1,000 plus? Like if you get to 1,000 plus, then you're in the weekend classic for GOAT difficulty. Is that what it is? I don't want to reach 1,000. As soon as you said Outlier, I said no thanks.
The highest division weekend
Gonna have a
classic.
rough year.
So don't worry. If it takes you a little
What up,
while to
headshot?
get to GOAT, odds are
If
you're
I throw
not
a
gonna
perfect
see it
pitch
for a
with
little
Greg Maddux,
bit, so
should
it's
go
gonna be
right.
okay.
Right. Yeah, with
I'm
Greg
just up
Maddux,
to
yes.
myself, I will not be seeing GOAT difficulty with 1,000+ rating.
I was gonna say this is for the best of the best. The pitches
Barry
are going to
Bonds
come in
last
fast.
273
the breaks are
games,
gonna be even more.
523
We're
games.
excited to get it in for that tier of player.
What
but, I
is
mean, guys
that,
like me,
Jim?
we're not going to be touching
What
GOAT.
is that?
Dre,
Yeah.
though,
Are
I
you
mean,
serious?
He kills it at the sticks.
I can't hit successfully on it, but from a gameplay standpoint, what you're gonna really see is
Yes, sir, Garza.
smaller PCI.
Yes,
bigger
sir.
breaks,
How's it going, Ramses?
And on the pitching side of things,
It's funny because I asked you this yesterday. It's just funny. I'm like, wait, we have or yesterday, the day before yesterday, it was like, wait, we have, anyways.
well, for
Anyways.
hitting as well, smaller PCI.
Defense stats matter this year.
decreased
It looks
timing
like it
windows, so it's
matters.
gonna be much,
We need
much more
reaction for
challenging to square
infielders,
something
especially
up.
for
And then
infielders,
also,
and arm
on the pitching
accuracy
side of
for
things, your
outfielders.
par is going to grow
the
as
little
well,
bar
so it's
thing.
going to be a little bit harder to
Bun stars
uh,
said we
locate
can
your
have a whole
pitches, and
show,
on
a
top
whole
of that,
3-hour
the
stream
criteria
and just
for
talk about
pinpoint is
bond
slightly
stats.
more challenging as well.
It's
What
also
is
because his
par,
career
Par?
was
Like,
so
a lot
long,
of people here
too,
probably
you
know
know?
what par is.
Par is your perfect accuracy.
I can't
reason
wait
if
to
you
watch
get a
Frosty and
perfect
Sassy
pitch
on
with,
GOAT. Have a
pinpoint,
You know what? They
meter
might
up your
not
analog,
have a 22-21
you're
game
going to,
in like
the pitch
March
will
and
land on or
April,
within that region.
but by
So
July
it's a
and
little
August,
display
they
that comes up on
probably
the
will.
screen, right?
And it guarantees you'll be in that
Correct.
section of the pit plate. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, I'm still watching the video, Lugo. I haven't seen it.
That's
before.
GOAT. So yeah, we're excited for you guys to get your hands on it. The people that are top tier players will get to have
love
a little
that,
bit more of a challenge.
That
We
goal
talked a little
difficulty
bit
is
about
going to
this
be
in
for the
pre-record.
esports
There's
too,
the new
and 1,000 plus.
home run rob
Because I
meter,
think at
which is-
1,000 we used to have the little icon, 1,000 icon. So that's when you knew kind of like players where like they had to win 5 or 6 games in the 900s and Legend to make it to 1,000. So that gap there, I think it makes sense. People that do budget baller
is
videos,
something that I know a lot of people should be excited
You wanna
for.
try to put
Are you giving me an
It's
idea,
kind of
headshot?
a
You want to go
whole-
full screen, Colin?
Hit
a
my
whole
DMs. Give
revamp
me
of
ideas.
how you go about robbing home runs.
That
in the
those who
game.
crack on Legend will figure
The
out. Oh,
meters kinda
100%.
changed.
Especially if
It's
you're under
a lot
25.
more,
Especially if you're under
intuitive with the
25 years old.
animations, so you won't have to rely on timing it up perfectly with the ball. It's more matching with the meter. We talked about this in the pre-record, but we'll do some live playing of it too, just so you guys can get a feel for it.
I'm excited for this. This is one of my favorite new additions to the game, as you all probably caught in the pre-record. Like, robbing home runs is kind of my thing. Jason Dominguez, for whatever reason, is just so fantastic with them. But because we're changing when and how you can press the jump button to rob these home
But it
runs,
probably won't
you're
be
gonna
the
get
game. I mean, you
new
can see probably
different
like
animations,
that's
different
what I was
stutter
saying
steps,
earlier. Where
different fast
we need
slowdown
to
as you
have
approach
a
the wall.
difficult
Gil, can you
decision
talk our
as to
fans
like
through
who
these?
am I going to start
here,
at
Drew,
shortstop,
take these
Austin
widgets. I'm
Smith
trying to
or
put one in
Bobby
here
Shea.
now,
You
so
know what I
you
mean?
have a
We're
chance
setting
to
it
join
up for
Getting
you.
But we
closer
need
and
to
closer.
see the difference in
You guys
in
get a sneak
game.
peek. Of
Like
how
we got to
kinda
try it
built
out.
the game, and repeat hits on here so we can test stuff.
We need to start
Yeah,
30 esports
the Rob
league.
home run
Why
is,
not
I
35?
think it's a
I would
step
be.
way.
Listen, I promise you, I'm 37, right? As a 37-year-old, I'm a top 50 player. From 37 and above, I'm a top 50 player. Might even be top 25. That's all I'm saying.
Above what we've had in the past. And so essentially what we didn't have before, and I'll explain
And
the
everyone
difference.
before the
I
80s
kind of
league?
explained it in the video and the stream right before this was the meter itself would get to the top right when the ball was crossing the plane of the extended fence. If you were to draw a line straight up from the fence all the way up, as soon as the ball were to cross that, that's when it would get to the top and tell you to jump. And so
the Dodgers Live Series collection is going to suck.
They weren't all time specific.
I'm going to have to get a loan for the Dodgers Live Series
so
collection.
We had to manipulate the animation within reason, slow it down, speed it up a little bit to line them up, and then whether they caught the ball or not.
Horseman,
basically
you can't be the
depended on
worst
whether or
player in
not
the world.
His attribute
What was your
high or
record
low,
in MLB The Show
right?
24?
And so the user has one job. The other job, well, he has two. His first job is to get a good player out there.
Yes.
Make sure
Jason
he has
Dominguez.
a high-rated fielder.
If you want to rob
his
home
second
runs,
job
yeah.
is to time it right. And so that's how it worked before. Now we put the meter in the middle, or the green region in the middle of the meter. So essentially what that does for us is, as I'm approaching the
I'm
warning
curious to
track
see how
and
this is
I'm
gonna
within
work.
reason,
The home
to
run
jump. Obviously, if I'm
robberies?
50 feet away from the wall and I hit jump, I'm just going to play a running jump. I'm
Yeah,
not going
it
to play a
won't
Rob
trigger.
home run jump. They're only going to play from the beginning of the warning track on. So as that meter starts to grow and it gets into the green region, if I'm just approaching the actual the warning track, I can hit jump, and the timing of the animation is going to adjust. So he might slow down, like you were saying, Ashley, take some stutter steps, time it, and it doesn't matter what angle you approach that hit at. So like if I'm running from the gap and I'm running from left field, I'm going into the gap, or I'm center field and I'm going into the gap, to the right, to the left. We got some odd cutouts to navigate around those odd cutouts in certain stadiums, especially like the creative stadiums that people are building.
Oh, they're
Right.
fun.
You know, yeah. So essentially, we're just
Never too much
we've
online.
given
There
you the
was
opportunity
30 plus
to,
wins. That's not
hit
bad.
jump within a larger
That's not bad. I
area,
think I'm like
region,
120
and then the rest
and
is going to be up to the attribute of the player.
18
there's
or
all
something like
kinds.
that.
I don't know the number that we have, but there's
Jason Dominguez is
tons
not
of
cute.
Yeah, there's a ton of stuff.
probably just
you know,
robbed
that'll be working for you under the
A
hood.
couple home
whereas
runs with him in
before
like
it was
big time
more
moments, and
just
it's like,
you
ding.
having to do a lot in terms of timing.
There
This will
forever.
kind of sync everything up for you, and all you have to do is focus on hitting that meter in the green, which is cool. It's been
66
fun to
and
play
4.
with.
That's pretty good.
But as we work to get the home run Rob meter set up for all of you, Connor, do you want to walk us through the last couple quality of life changes our fans can expect?
Oh, this I
yeah,
like
we'll
this.
touch on a few of them right now.
Was it the
A lot of them were geared towards the
warming up?
online experience, but they'll impact offline as well. But the main things, we sent out survey to a lot of individuals and received some great feedback. Basically, what it came down to is games were just too long.
Yeah.
They're very long. People keep pausing on
Yeah,
me.
you weren't playing the game. That was the problem.
Exactly. Once you load in, we want you to be playing the game actively.
120 is how I'm
and
playing
not,
like
not
risk
trolling
it.
your opponents or griefing them. So we made some adjustments.
I wanted to
Pause
get to
timers
162
across
games.
the
I think
board
that
are
was
a
my.
minute 30.
I think
A
MLB The Show
minute
23.
30. Make
I
your
played
decisions and make them
162
quickly.
games. I want to get to
A minute
162
30
this year.
max,
So we'll see.
You'll gain 15 seconds each time
Got
you're
a couple
on
weeks.
offense. But it'll cap
3
at a
times. So I'm
minute
just
30.
yeah. You're all star warrior. I feel that.
Consecutive pauses.
I did go
inside and
flawless like 4 or 5
constantly going
times
in
this
and out
year,
of
but
the
I don't
pause
know.
menu is going to drop your time.
What
at
up,
15
Matt?
seconds, which it
What's up,
already
baby?
was doing, but
Hey, we want to see the whole
additional
thing.
things
We got
are
how
when
much?
you,
How much longer we got here?
go into
We got
the
about
quick
20
menu.
minutes.
In previous years, your
About 20 minutes.
opponents were unable to
Oh,
do
ball as well,
anything. They were
baby.
just kind of stuck there. Now,
With
if your
always, I
opponent
just
goes
want to
into
have
the
fun,
quick
which is
menu,
good
you
with
can
this.
also
Yeah,
pause,
it looks
navigate
like
the
yeah.
menus,
I
do
agree.
whatever
Headshot.
you want to do
You
during
won't
that
be held
time.
hostage.
Watch out against
in
Ray
pause
Cheese
menu.
NBL. Still have
Exactly.
Massive W.
That's
He destroyed me in one of the
Everyone's favorite, he
tournaments. I think it was
disconnects
one
your
of the G Fuel
controller.
tournaments. He
Oh, yes, but they're like
destroyed me.
this.
Yeah, if your opponent disconnects their controller, you're not going to be
Yeah, I
asked,
only, see,
hey,
me
do you
too.
wanna
I don't
forfeit
think I played
yourself?
VR in the last like 6 months.
Instead, it's just going to subtract from your pause time.
It was only at the
In
beginning.
co-op, shared team timers.
14 to 2. Yeah, Cheese is
Shared
insane.
team timers. That's a big one. So
Yeah.
no individual per 2, 3 teammates, depending on 2v2, 3v3.
Exactly. You got to be ready. You got to be locked in. Make sure that you're aligned with your team as for what changes you want to make, because you're at a minute 30 as well. These numbers we can tweak based on feedback as well. So just let us know if you feel like it's too little time in co-op, or on the other side too much.
Yeah, we'll be listening.
Honestly, a minute and a half is not bad.
A lot of other
it's like, why do you got to be pausing so much if you don't have to?
D-pad,
if you don't have to warm pitchers
right,
up, a minute and a half is not bad.
Into subs or bullpen. When you're in the bullpen, you don't need to warm up pitchers, as we mentioned. In offline play, you have an option to be able to toggle this if you still want that realistic experience, kind of managerial
they gotta. You remember the B
as well.
Exclamation point B in the chat. Exclamation point B in the chat. He'll take you to the link. You guys remember that?
Things up, and just other
I know
things
co-op.
like if you go.
I wonder.
Up on the D-pad,
I hope they did something to co-op. Co-op is so much fun.
A quick menu version of pitcher batter analysis, so which pairs up very well with ambush hitting and being able to pick up on tendencies of your opponent.
So you can look at that, and then that can help. If you want to say, hey, he's throwing me inside all day, now you have ambush to kind of combat that.
Exactly. Complete revamp of the quick menu, pause menu system.
No, but B as in B-E-E.
We're not going to touch on
B-E-E. Exclamation point B-E-E.
But if you go into settings, there's options to kind of
not just the letter B.
When you hold R2 between
the Jesus, that's what I'm gonna be. Yes, sir, Matt. It's a win for us, good guys. It's a win for us, the good guys.
And hopefully it's stuff we can.
But I just started grinding solo and sitting here.
At the end of the day, we're just trying to give you all the information you need as quickly, as readily as possible, so then you are as informed if you're at the plate, if you're on the mound, to do what you need to do to go 1v1 with your opponent as you progress throughout your game. Home run Rob meter.
Are we cooking with gas?
Are we cooking?
Yeah, he's been doing the Rob home run meter. I haven't been paying attention to anything you guys are talking about. I'm over here trying to get Drake straightened out with this, getting these hits in here.
There we go. Oh.
Yeah, this is the beauty of doing things
Okay,
live.
Rob that.
Let's go.
You know?
So yeah, you can see the new home rod reader.
We got it. This is a just so
that guy needed more than a minute and a half.
Where they do all the videoing and for these streams that we're doing, so we're not used to how they have things set up. So we're kind of struggling with these widgets. It's not set up the way that we have it, but we're set now.
Yeah,
we got some Rob home runs. I think
this is more animations from
more
this.
in Rob home runs you guys want to talk about? I think we're good.
We stopped talking about it while you guys were.
Oh damn!
Just showing in here is perfect.
Damn, O'Neal.
I love it. There's some questions that we had to answer too. Is that from the community? Were we going to talk about?
Yeah, it looks like it's the timing and the
fielding ones.
Actually, like right here is green.
There was one that
he's gonna rob
to me.
Oh, he was late on that one. That was weird.
Why, can we go to the questions? Is that cool?
Yeah, let's do it.
Absolutely, let's do it.
All right, I didn't want to get off track.
Because it looks like it's easy to hit the green. So I guess it's gonna matter like the fielding as well. So
one of them, some guy
asked, like it was too early.
Why does my infielder keep running after he catches the ball?
You got to do both.
Before he throws it, and so it's hard for me to know exactly what he's saying, but I think I know what he means. And so going back the years, there's a lot of people probably listening today that haven't played our game for years, but most of you guys are probably veterans at playing the game, and you understand how important preloading your throw is. And preloading means that you have to throw the ball before you catch it. You don't have to, but if you throw the ball before the attach frame, so when the ball attaches to the glove on any single catch, you're going to get the absolute very best.
Yeah, out of position is really going to cost you, huh?
Player's fielding ability.
Out of position is really going to cost you.
What that means is if I have, let's say, a bronze guy at shortstop, I'll give you an example, and I go in the hole, and I wait for him to catch the ball, and then I throw. The way we do our animations is he's going to run out of the catch. So he's going to take a couple extra steps if you don't throw at all, and then he's going to stop. Okay? And then what we do is we have branch points within each one of those moves. So each foot that goes down, we have another branch point. So right at the catch, left foot down.
No more
or
Jeter
right
or Rollins in second. Rollins was the center field.
Throw on either one. So
Rollins was the center fielder of the year.
The very next one. And then at the very end, if you don't do anything at all, you throw from the standing pose, whatever pose he's in at the end. So that's the different layers. And that's kind of how we built our tiered system. So our tiered system works this way. Even if I preload and I got a common guy playing shortstop.
He got it. He got the good animation.
He's probably going to, he's going to miss that first branch point the majority of the time. He's going to hit the next foot down
gonna have to
or the second foot down.
Dude, I'm so ready. I hope they bring back the WBC. I hope they bring back WBC, man.
But
I need it so bad.
That's what he's probably talking about.
And
I'll say that if if you
You got
preload your throw,
Rollins a top
then
3
no
card
matter
this year.
what, the
Rollins is probably a
attributes are
top
going
3
to
card
take
this
care
year,
of the
honestly.
rest. So essentially, the lower tier guys are going to miss that first branch point. If I have a 99 guy, I'm going to hit that first branch point every single
Ooh,
time.
I thought that he got that
get the
one.
most efficient throw possible, and that's how the tiered system works.
Right.
MLB
and
20
goes
no,
into
it's
preloading your throws.
no,
is
I
so
think it will
important,
be
but then also
26
the attributes
because
will
we
make a
got
difference. Just like
WBC
these
content the
reactions,
year
just
WBC
like,
was
you know,
played.
the outfielder jumps, the branch points too. Like having those guys that can play defense is really gonna matter.
I love the
this
menu,
year,
dude.
and you're
The
gonna
menu's
feel
so
it
much
while you
better.
play.
100%.
Another question that we have coming in, and we kind of touched about this earlier, but just to kind of reiterate, our fans want to know what's the most important fielding rating when it comes to defense? What has the most impact as they're experiencing all these
It
new
depends. It
meters
probably
and
depends.
animations to get the best play possible?
What do you
Building.
think, Connor?
I
What's the most important, Connor?
That's a good question.
Spotlight on Connor. Let's go.
Connor on the spot.
The fielding.
I don't think there is one, to be
Yeah.
completely honest. I think that they all
It
work together in
depends.
such unique ways. And it really depends on the hit and the situation. Like if it's a gapper to the outfield and there's a
Exactly.
runner on first and he's rounding third to go home, then I'm probably looking at his arm accuracy and arm strength. Whereas other situations, I am really focused on his reaction. So it's important to be a well-balanced
Reaction is going to be
overall
huge though
diamond
because
defensive
reaction
player.
will affect
but
both outfielders and infielders.
It would be tough. Gil, what do you think?
Well, I would say a little bit different, and I agree with you that they're all important. But I would start with fielding because if you don't catch the ball, you can't do anything else, right? So, for me, fielding would be the number one thing.
Fielding
I
and
need to catch
reaction.
the ball, right? Playing catch.
Just like that.
Just
as-
like
as you
that.
just drop the ball.
Dre's booting balls left and right out there. Let's go. Come on. So I would say fielding, but I like to build my teams basically the way you build a real team. So I want a strong arm in right field. I want a strong arm at short.
Fast
also
guy
good
at center
fielding.
field.
Accuracy is really important in our game. But here's the thing. If you're really good at the sticks, you could probably sacrifice the accuracy a little bit,
Yeah.
right? So all of you out there that are really good, at the game and playing it for a long time,
Timing up
accuracy
those
is the one
meters,
thing that
yeah.
I'd probably maybe give a little bit because it's really up to you. It's just going to make it harder for you because we make the meter harder if your
Yeah,
accuracy
but the
is
reaction
low,
is going
right?
to be huge.
And what do you say? I see a lot of people are saying they prefer the best reaction time
Yeah.
of attributes.
Well, I was
they'll
gonna
like
get
it
to
more
that
now.
too.
I'm spoiling your rhythm.
No, it's okay. But I was gonna say, obviously the newest addition this year would be. So that was a good point. Whoever brought that up, maybe that should be before fielding because if I don't even get to the ball, I can't catch it.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
So, very important for both infielders and.
I think it's got to be
outfielders.
reaction, honestly. Reaction can save
Yeah, I
you
think
or cost
just
you
watching
so
these clips,
much.
You're seeing how often reaction is impacting gameplay.
Yeah.
And it's exciting. We're continuing to try to improve the meaning of defense and improve.
We should
just how
go
much
work
it's
in San
impacting
Diego,
gameplay.
chat. What do you think? We should just go
Yeah,
work there.
defense mattered. I mean, we've been talking about
Do you
this.
think I
year
can
after
just
year.
show up and say, like,
yeah,
hey, I'm
probably
just
get
here
sick
to
of us
work
talking about it, but we keep finding new ways to
free.
do that. And
I work for free.
The other thing I'll say is like some of these things, I don't know, to some, I read, like I said, I read all the negatives and all the positive comments. It's okay. Keep it coming. It doesn't bother us. On the negative side, I really appreciate the positives. How hard these
Perfect
guys
throw.
work and our animators and our programmers work
Oh,
and how
got
hard
him.
it is to get a
Oh,
lot
a
of these
good
features
throw.
in. They may on
A
the
bad
surface
throw might have
sound
gotten that one.
like simple things.
It's going to
but
be
they're
baseball. I like this
extremely-
change. It's still going to make you play
extremely
the baseball, which
difficult,
means
when you
probably
have
going to
a
be able to
game
make
that's
a
been
yeah.
standing as long as
There's
ours
going to
has,
be
and
it's going to be
to
more of an
shoehorn these
impact for
things
those
in,
bang
it's
bang
not
plays.
as simple as just saying,
Oh, that's
put
a
it in and get
sweeper.
it done
Did you
in a
see the
week. These
animation
things
for the
take time.
sweeping curve?
And we really when you have a game
Look at the
that's been
animation
standing as
for
long as
pinpoint and the
ours
sweeping
hasn't,
curve.
just to shoehorn these
Kinda like
things in.
the-
It's not just simple as just saying put it in and get it done in a week. These things take time.
As
And
motivated
we
would
really pride ourselves
not
in
be
the
good
balancing
mode if I
side of
didn't
things
work
as
there.
well. And so
What
that's
would
what's
you
really
call it?
important.
What would
So
you
once we
think-
get
what would you
something
call
in,
it
first
after
of all, we
Legend?
gotta find out if it's fun, and second of all, we got to make sure it works.
Yeah, and
Right.
it feels
But what
good.
do they-
and
And it feels
it's not
good.
breaking anything else. Yeah.
So with
for
the
sure.
throwing
It's a good
meter-
call out.
with the throwing meter, what they changed was the perfect region. So you remember for the perfect throw, it was like red and then green, and in the middle of the green, you had the perfect arrow for the perfect throw, and then red again. This time, they moved the perfect region to the right side of the green bar. So you have red, green for good, and then it's a blue based on the arm accuracy, and then it's red again. So it's a little bit more high risk, high reward. Like if you're a little late, it's gonna be a bad throw. If you're a little early, it's gonna be a good throw, but not perfect. So perfect, and then it changes based on the reaction, on the arm accuracy. Have legend, goat, and then JoJo difficulty. Thank you. It took me a minute. Goon
I'm seeing a
mode. Oh,
couple
I like goon
questions
mode.
about the sweeper. I know everyone's
like
excited
good
to
mode.
have that in the game.
But GOAT
It
is
won't
like,
be replacing
these are the
slurve.
goats
It won't
playing
be
the
replacing
goat.
the slider.
You know what I
It'll
mean?
be a new pitch that you guys will see, which is exciting.
Yeah, just broadening the repertoire.
It's gonna give me a lot of trouble at the plate.
It might. Yeah.
It's hard to pick up. I've been swinging and missing a whole bunch, but from ambush hitting, the new throw meters, reactions, home run rob, attribute, quality of life changes,
Damn,
any other
headshot.
last questions,
Damn.
answers that we want to throw in before we see you all next week.
I think I would just like to highlight, I see a lot of people commenting freeze-offs.
Yes.
And that's a big thing. We are, rest assured, we are always working to get rid of these. There's so many different things that can go wrong in an online environment, and we are constantly trying to address these. We're working all the time to provide the best online experience. We dislike them even more than you guys do, maybe. I know they're frustrating, especially when
We're talking about freeze-offs. This is such a good sign,
we
too.
are constantly addressing these, working through them, creating new bugs. Our QA team's doing a great job, and we are just we're constantly
The
trying to
colors
hammer
there
these
of the
out. So
white
bear
and
with
blue and
us,
black, it looks so cool.
We'll keep improving this
It
year
looks so
upon
cool.
year.
Yeah, for sure. Stability is always something that's a top
Yeah, doing
priority.
player
So we're
lock.
going to continue to work and make sure everything is as smooth as possible.
And lastly, we have some player lock quick time events, Gil.
Yeah, are we ending on the player lock stuff?
Let's
Is that
do
what we're
it.
doing?
Why
Yeah,
not?
We're
I think
gonna
that
get
sounds
into
great.
that.
Some
Okay.
people saw the first-person cam
Yes.
defense, which was
Just can't
freaking
figure out how
awesome.
to
The
fix
player
it,
lock
so let it
stuff
sit down.
has really come
I
a
don't
long
know.
way this year. I think you guys
Nobody
are
else
really
has
gonna like it.
like freeze games
Yeah, it's
like
gonna
that?
be difficult actually.
I don't know.
for us
I don't
to
really
show
play
all
any
this
other
stuff
games.
right now. Dre's gonna try, so you're gonna see some scrambling over here on the screen while we're doing it. But we got quite a few different quick time events that we added to Player Lock Road to the Show this year. Super fired up about honestly just the baseball side of things when we added these things, because again, everything we add, I want it to translate from real life, right,
Yeah.
into the game. And so,
And you played in real life. Do you
I've
want
never
to
had a
give people
freeze
some
lock game in any
background
other
to
game.
that real quick?
not really.
Gil's
Yeah,
like,
I-
"That's
Maybe in
a
other games they
must-have."
just drop, right?
I played
Then
Little
they
League.
just lose connection.
Oh
Doesn't
my
freeze.
God, I'm so old, you guys. Who did I play against? I played against a lot of people. I mean, I played at Long Beach State for 4 years, and I played with the Reds for 5 years in the minor leagues, and got to play in big league spring training. So that was fun. I think that was in '90 or '91. Can't remember, but it was a very long time ago. A lot of you people weren't even born. That's for sure. So anyway, enough of that. Yeah, so the quick time events, from a baseball standpoint, let's just start with the catcher. So the catcher,
It's cool
we
that this guy
kind of
had a
revamped
career
the
in
blocking
baseball,
abilities.
and
We
then
made sure that your rating
he
really
transitioned
matters
from
behind the
professional
plate.
baseball to
We have a new indicator
MLB The
that's on
Show,
the ground that
basically, right? Like,
that
because he's
shows
been
you
there
when-
forever.
when to
He's been
block,
there
so
for
you gotta
like
be quick on the
20
stick
plus
to
years,
get
maybe.
down and block a ball,
Right.
especially in
That's pretty
situations
cool.
with runners on, important games, high impact plays, right? And we throw you into those situations when you're at the default
wish it was
setting,
just
which
loose
is
connection.
impact plays. And impact plays, I will say for all you Road to the Show
It's crazy
lovers
that
or
some people,
that just
like,
playing
you
certain
remember a couple
positions
years
in the
ago when
player
people were
lock, playing one of the big leaguers.
creating
Yeah.
They're just
the
plays that throughout the game,
freeze-off. That was
we go
insane.
through the simulator, and if there's a play to you, we have certain types of plays that happen for you so that you get more involved in the game, but they're very strategically set up so that they're not boring, so that you're actually doing something that's more fun. Because in the past, we're trying to make defense matter more in these situations so that it's exciting to play defense, and I'm not just trying to hit my 4 at-bats and just use that option in that mode.
Yeah.
So for the catcher, we're blocking balls. That's been revamped, and then we have part of that is the ball in the dirt feature for the base runners. And this
yeah. I think it was like 2
probably one
years
of my
ago.
favorite
I think it was
additions because I know for
23.
being
Might have
somebody
been
that
22,
needed to
but
be
22,
more
23.
aggressive on
Yeah.
the base path. When I played, I had to do a little bit extra because I wasn't as talented as the players around me. I would pride myself in trying to read balls in the dirt. I mean, essentially, that is just watching the pitcher, looking to see if he's throwing an off-speed pitch, reading that pitch on its way
You
to
can
the
tell
plate,
he,
and as soon as you see
like,
that ball about to go in the
loves
dirt, you
baseball.
take off and run. So
I
we're
love
gonna
it.
throw those in and sprinkle those in as a base
You
runner.
can tell
in
he,
the
like,
show as well. So we're just gonna show.
eats,
It's
what's
gonna
the
stop,
saying? Eats and breathes and
it's not gonna
everything
stop, it's gonna go
baseball.
in slow
Yeah,
motion
you can
for a
tell.
couple seconds. If you train on your
Exactly,
base runner
everyone just spam
aggressiveness
corner
in
fastball.
Road to the
Like,
Show,
that
you'll
was the
build
super
up,
dots,
and we're
no?
basing it off your aggression attribute. So the higher your attribute, the quicker that will come on and show you. And the worse it is, the later it comes on. So it makes it harder for you
that's-
to read the ball in the dirt.
Boom.
So it's all scaling
Do it.
based off the rating.
It's all scaling. Back to the
O'Neal
catcher.
Cruz. That's pretty
We
cool.
were talking about ball in the dirt and led me to that base runner one, but let's go back to the catcher. So we have a cutoff feature where the
This is an
catcher is
everybody's
more
will
of
turn.
like the
Hopefully not
general
getting
out there, the
sunburned.
captain on the
Hey,
field,
wear
and he's kinda
sunscreen, baby.
directing
Wear
the,
sunscreen.
corner infielders on where to throw the ball. So we call our cutoff guys in the outfield actually relay guys because they're relaying the ball.
Right.
In the infield, we call our third basemen and our
Move,
first basemen
O'Neal.
cutoff guys because essentially they're not throwing the ball home and they're not going to relay the ball home. We're going to want them to cut the ball
Oh,
and throw the ball to another base.
easy,
if
easy
they
play.
don't have
Easy
a chance
play.
of getting the guy home, especially on an
Oh,
offline throw. So we're going to
that
throw them
camera?
into situations where the
Yes,
throw
I
to
didn't
the
reach
corner
out
infielders
far.
is
Yeah,
offline.
yeah, yeah. I
We're going to
remember.
bring up a QTE for 3
That-
seconds.
but they
You're gonna have
fixed
to
it that
choose what
same year
base
where
you're gonna
they
be able to have
extended,
a
right?
view
Like
all
outside of
base
the-
runners. You're going to be able to cut it.
Of the piece. That's
and
that was the
redirect
first
that
time we
throw.
had the PCI go
And
outside of the strike
general
zone.
of the infield there making that decision, right?
Yeah, exactly. And then for the first and third baseman, they're going to do the same thing on their side. So we'll throw offline throws to them from the outfield. They'll have to make a decision to either relay that ball home or cut it to another base for the corner
Boom.
guys. We also
Boom.
have new hot shot animations.
Is this a
for,
first person? This first person.
For all the
Oh
infielders.
my
So,
God, this is
the
sick.
QTE you'll have to perform when the
This
ball's
is actually
smoked, like
cool. That's cool.
95
That's pretty cool.
plus right at you. A bunch of hot shot new animations. that you
Dude,
have
I
from
swear it
QTE,
makes
and
me
we
wanna
have
play
swim
Road to the
move for
Show.
base runners as well.
Do we
which is
bring
another
back
new popular one. You
JJ
guys
Woods
saw
for
that on
MLB
the
The Show
stream.
I
25?
love the swim move.
What do we
You guys
think?
have seen a ton of the stuff we're talking about in the pre-record. We're showing you
Yeah, I
some
remember.
fun
I remember.
player lock stuff right now with Dre on the sticks. Is there anything else that we need to cover here, Ashley?
I think we have covered it. I'll give Connor and Gil some time if there's anything that they want to add before we get going. But in the meantime, friendly reminder, pre-orders are open now. So if you've been liking what you've been seeing and hearing about gameplay, you are able to do that. Quick reminder, if you purchase the Digital Deluxe Edition, you will have early access starting March 13th at 9 p.m. Pacific Time. That's March 14th, midnight Eastern for everybody on the East Coast. And then, of course, sign up for the scouting report. Like Connor was saying, we send out surveys all throughout the year, gaining this feedback to see what
That
kind
has
of
been
changes
fun.
we can make year in and year out. And you never know what other good
I'm
gameplay.
excited.
Stay tuned.
Slow down. Colin's telling us to slow down. I'm not sure what he's talking about. Look at the schedule. Oh.
Oh, we got a schedule
We got a
slide.
schedule.
Let's
There
post
we
that
go.
schedule.
There it is. All right.
Yeah, so like Ashley said, Road to the Show
So
next
today's
week. We're super
13,
excited
Road to the Show
go through
next
that with you
week.
guys. We'll have
Then
feature premieres
franchise, that's gonna
every
be interesting
Thursday
with the
leading up to
storylines
launch,
as well.
with those deep dives on Tuesdays with RoFlow. Shout out RoFlow. And then, we'll be diving into franchise and storylines. the
Dude, it's
following
almost
week.
time.
Diamond Dynasty.
It's
I know you guys
almost
have a ton of
time. Like, if we
questions
look
about
at
some of
this,
the new modes in there.
we're just a
excited
few
to
weeks
share
away.
that. And then, of course, we got to do the
We got to
draft
buy the
journey,
PS5 Pro
followed by
now.
live content. So we're
Early,
excited for this
and not
road to
wait.
launch.
No, I'm not. No, we can't do
25.
that.
We have a
Can't
ton
do
of
that.
cool stuff we're ready to share with you guys. So
AJ
thanks
was
for
telling me to
joining.
buy the
Gil,
PS5 Pro,
Connor,
and now
anything?
I've been thinking about it.
I
hate
forgot one
AJ.
thing in the player lock, and I got to. And
okay.
you guys understand when I say I forgot, I mean a lot of people worked really hard on these
Yeah.
things, so I got to give them credit for doing it. And the new analog base running in player lock or Road to the Show, which is really cool.
The slide.
Essentially, it's just you point. In
So
the
we're
direction
doing
you
that
wanna
baseball
run,
fantasy? We
and
gotta
the-
do it. Yeah,
the
yeah,
camera's
we're doing
going
it.
to do its thing, no matter what direction you move.
maybe we can
camera,
do
if
it
you
like
point
the
in
week-
direction you want to run. He's going to go in that
Do
direction.
we do it the
So
week
it's new
before
analog
launch,
base running.
or
So
once
I'm
we
more
get closer to
familiar
opening
with,
day? When is
what other
opening
games
day?
do when it comes to third-person cameras and how you run in a
MLB opening day.
kind of open world environment. So it's worth giving a shot. It's the default. If you don't like it,
March
you can change it.
27th. We still got a month and a
but
half
We really are
before opening
enjoying
day,
playing around with it.
and the season will open in
That
Tokyo,
will be
dude.
all from
In
us
Tokyo.
once again. Thank you, Carson, Connor, and Gil. If y'all have more questions
have a
about
list.
gameplay, hit
I
up
do
our
have the list
socials,
of
hit up the
people that
forums
want
on
in.
the show
They want in
.com.
on
We'll be
a-
reading it and answering whatever
I see.
we can when we can. Until then, we'll see you next week. Thanks for watching.
MLB The Show 25, take 3.
Let me check my notes.
What's up, guys? I'm Eli De La Cruz.
It's Gunnar Henderson here.
Hey, everyone.
Ellie,
it's Paul
Ellie, Ellie.
Stevens.
Ellie, Ellie, Ellie. Ellie, Ellie, Ellie. Ellie, Ellie, Ellie. Let me look at my notes. These are the people that we had. Let me see. Fantasy baseball. We had Wilcox, me, Patty Boy, Matt, King J. I'll put Jay. I got Jay. I'll put Rodolfo in the fantasy baseball. We need at least 10. I'll be watching Houston play the Mets. Is that the opening weekend for Houston? So Juan Soto's first time with the Mets is going to be against Houston, huh? That's going to be the games everyone's going to be watching, too. I wonder if they're going to do player of the month this year with Stetson season. What do you mean they're going to do player? What do you mean headshot? What do you mean? Good enough to have everyone? Yeah. We still got time. And now with Rodolfo, it means that we have 6 people. So we'll get 4 more. Joey Gallo to the White Sox. Is that true? I mean, not that I don't believe you, but I haven't seen it. I don't see anything. Gonna be a fun season. Ramses, it's gonna be a fun season, man. I'm excited. I'm excited. Chad, I just wanted to hop on stream, watch the stream that I missed. It was a long day at work, but I needed to catch up. Now, the gameplay one that was a big one. That's always a big one, right? We'll have more information on content probably later and all that good stuff. But the franchise, I'm curious to see if there's gonna be big changes on the franchise one as well. But I'm excited, man. Type in the chat if you thought this was W or L. Let me see. What do you think? W or L on these streams? A card number and card pool put on Discord if you want to show stream. All right, let me see it. Let me see it. Where's my? The chat knows more than me. We gotta display it. Here's the card chat. Clayton Kershaw. Clayton Kershaw. Let's go, baby. Chat, join the Discord. Exclamation point Discord. Make sure to join the Discord. Stay active. I see a W. I see a W. I like it. I like it. I like it. Wait, who joined the Discord? Who joined the Discord? I don't know who G is. Who's G? Oh, headshot. 88 out of 150. Hey, we're rich. We are rich. Let's retire, baby. We can retire now. Apparently, Gallo signs with the White Sox. Hey, I don't know what that means. Honestly, I have no idea what that means. Like, does that impact something? I don't know. TikTok or YouTube, I appreciate you guys hanging out. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for hanging out. We're going to end the stream right there. And then we're going to send you on a raid on Twitch. I think Adam was going live. We gotta send it to Adam, right? Let me see if it's still live. Samuel Adams. There it is. Adam is live. Show him some love. Man, thank you again. Thank you so much for hanging out, man. I love you guys. And see you next time.
Okay. All right. It's 0-1. Yeah, so there's rumors of Ichiro and Nomar this year.